Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Challengers Elite. This, of course, is the North American region, where we have some wonderful games to show you as we, of course, kick off Elite Stage 4. My name is Bryce, and we're bringing the action for the next 3 hours, but joining me here are casting team, Ellen and Ton. Ellen, how are you?
I am fantastic, Bryce. Thank you so much for asking. Just super excited to see the matches tonight. Truth be told, there's just a lot of new faces, a lot of new teams, and I'm just really curious to see how it turns out.
You know what? Me too. I'm very, very curious. But before we get there, Ton, how are you? I know you had a power nap.
I did. I had a little 5 unintentional minute nap. It was glorious, to be honest with you. It just boosted me right up, ready for my break that I'm going on immediately into this game. So yeah, probably not the wisest time to do it, but I'm excited nonetheless, Bryce.
I'm more concerned about the unintentional part. Like, how do you have an unintentional 5-minute nap?
Well, you just fall asleep. Nobody puts their head down and thinks, "Oh, I'm just gonna have 5 minutes." Do it. It's just like it just.
Yes.
I sat down on the couch. I fell asleep. I'm not asleep now. What do you want from me?
Well, I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you came up and managed to actually join us for this one. If I'd fallen asleep unintentionally, I don't think I'd be here right now. I'd still be sleeping on the sofa. But let's move on from your weird sleeping habits to the teams we are supposed to be watching in this one. So if you didn't catch the qualification, these are the teams in the North American region. Sobriety Gaming, Lag Academy, Built by Gamers, Easter, Nemo, UT Crew, The System, and Trash Bros. I tell you something, Alan, the names I'm never going to get used to, the rapidly changing names we always see in this.
I agree. Hot Tub Time Machine or something like that. I don't even know. But what surprises me the most about all of these names is that we don't see NYSL Academy up here. I'm kind of shocked to see that one.
Yeah, I think you and a lot of people, right? Like, that's the crazy thing. It's always going to be difficult. There's always this talent that people say, oh, that team should make it every time, and it should be. They're definitely one of the top teams. But if you have a bad day, if you're not, gunning on all cylinders, or you get caught out map set wise or anything, you can certainly end up not qualifying and then kind of have to wait the 3-4 weeks to try and go again. Ton, who sticks out for you in this?
I mean, it has to be Easter once again, doesn't it? I mean, they won the most recent Open, won Challenger Season 3. They are the team to beat. There is no two ways about it. They really have looked fantastic over the past few weeks, and if they continue to look just as good as that, then I think they're probably going to go and do the same again. You look at this roster, and they haven't been disturbed by any franchise teams coming and picking any of them up, albeit, there could have possibly been something there. However, it hasn't happened for any of them, and all of a sudden they're still in the same roster, still probably going to dominate challenges. But at the same time, Brycey, we've seen it time and time again, where we're like, oh yeah, this team's definitely going to win, and then it just goes in the complete opposite direction. We suddenly look like we don't know what we're talking about because it's just so unpredictable.
Ellen, is there anyone else in that list that you've been keeping an eye on?
Truthfully, all of them. But specifically, I would say the second team would be, of course, who Ton said, Easter, of course, because they have been winning consistently. But the System, we have pros who are in the CDL, essentially, that are now in the Challenger League. And then now with the exception of Sinks, it's kind of an interesting team, kind of an interesting matchup there. So just kind of curious to see what they can do this season. And I have a feeling that they can potentially be a team to beat.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that. Obviously, that team coming in here, a lot of people looking to see whether or not they can prove themselves again. Obviously, coming down from the franchises, but some people kind of wanted to see them stay, Ton.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of players in here that could be on franchise rosters and could cause problems. But it's nice to see them sticking with the challenger side of things, potentially. Maybe it's a good place for players to, sort of, establish themselves in Cold War a little bit more. We've seen a couple of times that some Challenger players that went up, not really done a great deal, and then come straight back down again. So maybe it's worth their time just sticking in and around Challengers.
Well, that's a bold tactic. That certainly is a bold tactic for all of these teams we've got going through, of course. Our very first game, though, should be a pretty good one, and it's always the opportunity for us to see exactly how this stacks out. So if you have been watching Challengers Elite, obviously we're no longer doing the European region. The two games we did watch, Elevate took down Amelia Strays 3-0, and Mavericks took down the Originals 3-2. But coming up in North America, UT Crew versus The System. And then after that, of course, we will have Sobriety Gaming versus LAG Academy. But don't worry if you're wondering if there will be more games. There is always a possibility if a game ends early or there's delay. We do have the opportunity to jump around. It's not guaranteed, but it is a nice little extra thing we can do. So that leads us on to our very first game then. Let's talk about UT Crew versus the System. Ellen, how are you feeling about this?
I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. Obviously, I think UT Crew has a little bit of a slight edge over the System, just given the fact that they have played together a little bit longer. But obviously, on paper, both teams have very big names competing on both sides. So, you just never know with these things. Obviously, we've had two best of fives, two game fives today. So, I don't know. Between the two, just because of the experience and the longevity that they had, I'm going to say UT Crew on this one.
All right, well, I'll tell you something. Let's find out if the map set changes our mind or gives a bit of a clearer picture into this. As you can see, this is how it will all break down. Moscow Hardpoint will be first, then Express Search and Destroy, followed by Raid Control. If we are still going at that point, Garrison Hardpoint and Raid Search and Destroy. And I know Tun's going to be very disappointed here because there's no standoff.
Yeah, no standoff once again, but we do get raid. It's constantly in there, at least twice as raid, so we're always happy to see that, of course. Very similar map sets to what we have been seeing in Europe. There's always an Express in there. Garrison Hardpoint seems to be a favorite, as does Moscow. So yeah, it's very, very similar. This is kind of the thing we're starting to lean towards. Of course, standoff will mix this up once the teams do understand it, maybe a little bit more when it comes down to Cold War. So interested to see how that does change things. But this is becoming fairly standard, isn't it? Really, this
it's the exact same one as the series we last watched. The exact same. And that's a curious thing, because obviously, and we've spoken about it a little bit, if you catch this in Europe, we did speak about the fact that obviously Checkmate S&D has been retired out of the map pool. Standoff S&D is now in. Of course, this does change how teams look at vetoes and their map pools. We did hypothesize that maybe some teams were shying away from standoff this early on in the game until they feel more confident and practiced. Probably while we're seeing more Express brought into the rotation. Raid's always been a favorite, especially Raid Control for a lot of these two teams. But I think you're right, Ton. I think this could be a standard at least for this week until teams get a bit more comfortable to start making a maneuver. Ellen, how do you think about that?
I agree. I don't think we're going to see standoff into the rotation just yet. And that tactic that I said earlier that maybe they would throw it in. Clearly, teams are just being safe. They're shying away from it, and just giving it a little bit more time to have some practice on it. So, hopefully next week, I do want to see it though, because I know Ton is just shaking in his boots over there. He wants it.
He certainly is. He's certainly looking for it. Well, Ton, now we've seen the maps and everything come through, I didn't get a chance to ask you before. How are you feeling about this first one, and how do you think it's going to go?
You look at UT Crew and you see the names on this roster and you wonder why many of them are even in challenges at this point. You think that these guys are top tier talent, and they are, but the fact that they found themselves down here, second last season as well for them, they'll be wanting to come through and do a little bit better this time around. Look, you would expect them to go up and win this one, but it is close. On the other side of things, obviously on the System, you've still got very good players. It's a hard one to call. I'm going to lean UT Crew just based on what we've seen from them last season. The System's a bit new put together, as Ellen was saying before, so I'm going to agree with her on that aspect of things. I think UT Crew kind of just edge it, but I think we could have pretty much the same as what we had in Europe. Teams sort of coming into a new veto process. You're going to kind of have different maps in a different order because of standoff coming in and checkmate going out. It kind of mixes things up a little bit, so I'm interested to see if we do see some more Game 5s, but I'm going to go with UT Crew any case.
Okay, it's interesting picking the more kind of consistent UT Crew. We've seen time and time again. I mean, they haven't been super dominant in a lot of these Challenge Elite, but they have, been played pretty well. And of course, they're here pretty much every single time. But on the other side of that, and I feel like I have to add balance to it, the System, right? This team came straight in. Zed just got out of the Ravens, right? Come out and come straight back into it. Come into Challenges, went straight back into Elite. This team is certainly looking like they could cause a few upsets. I think the only reason that maybe people are hesitant or holding back, and probably you two as well, is there is a consistent variable, and we know what we can expect out of UT Crew. We're still waiting to see exactly how this team forms up and whether or not they are going to have it come through. But I do know that this game is going to start any second now, so we will find out exactly that. It looks like the game is about to be underway. So the System versus UT Crew will be our very first game on stream. Moscow Studio Hardpoint will be, of course, the very first map in this best of 5 in stage 4 of Challengers Elite. I believe it's me and Ellen casting this one, so I shall thank you and goodbye to Ton. And let's get right into it. On board with Slacked.
Oh, that was a very great outro there, Bryce, I might say. Perfect timing. Now hopping on board. Oh, well, team, that's not a really good way to start there for the System, but contested from both sides, of course, as both teams are just kind of fighting around the hill here, and looks like off the start, UT Crew looking to have that control here, trying to push through, but P2 is going to be the hill that they need to worry about. But overall, UT Crew, great start for them.
It certainly is. We'll see exactly how this one's going to go down. I think I just only said built by games before we came into this game. I don't know why. I think I put it down wrong on my notes, but we'll ignore my idiocy and watch the game instead. And you can tell right now, UT Crew do seem to be in control, but it's all about that P2 rotation. Obviously see right now, big fight coming out of the System. They're trying to lock this one down, but they don't have the bodies. They're waiting for reinforcements. UT Crew will spawn out in Narnia. Slacked has got a long run ahead of him.
Big kill there for Dylan Rex as he takes out Fellow. Trying to hold those spawns, but Zinx still alive back here. A huge 2-piece in the back to still hold the spawns here for the System as they remain constant control. 37 seconds left on the clock. But now the rotations start to come in as Desi. Not a bad start for him as he's 4-1. But looks like UT Crew is going to back on up that hill and just kind of give it up, chalk it, rotate towards a new point, and we're going to slowly see that push start to come in from the System.
Right, well, you can now see they really need to try and figure a way through this, even though they do have the lead. There is a big red wall facing them. They're going to have to try and break this setup. Fellow and Zed now moving forward. A little bit of a disconnect. Not able to get the trade. Fellow, though, eventually will lock it down as Methods goes for that second try. Slacked is here, though. And now you can see Zinx is going to get that kill, but it hasn't really gained them any ground so far. The System now trying to move up and go around the back, but it is a deep setup by UT Crew. And Phantoms is ready from this push. In come one, and that's easy for him. He's got back up at the same time, and that will be trades towards UT Crew, but keep an eye. Zinx is going to be around the back, and that's the spawn out. He's spawning way past escalators. Challenges now coming in from both teams, and it is going to be on the System whether or not they can capitalize on this. It doesn't look like it. UT Crew are 2 dug in.
UT Crew still managing to hold this hill time. The push does come in now. Zed does get 3 down now, but Slacked, last alive on the point, does trade him out. Not before the pinch comes in, and now the System does get the final 10 seconds onto that point, but the rotations are going to start to come into the street side. The Zinx does manage to get a 2-piece. Can he get the third onto Dylan? He has Desi there to clean up the third. And now the System, just like that, wipe out UT Crew and have control over this point. But they still have Slack to worry about. And as I say that, Zed gets a huge 2-piece. And now, just like that, the System have the lead. 66-62. This game is a nail biter right now, Bryce.
It certainly is. Both teams throwing everything at it, but it will be the System who finally end up getting a bit of control with that wipe. And already you can see Deece trying to go around it, and that is a big kill. Absolutely destroys Dylan Rex. They're going to fight from the middle window, ends up going down. Slack gets a 2-piece. They should wrest control of the street away for them here. But keep an eye on your minimap. The System will have that P2 spawn, or at least the players there at the same time. They now know they've lost it because Phantoms has managed to break through. And I'm not going to lie to you, this is a bit of a messy hardpoint from both teams. Just kind of fluid all around the map. And it looks like as we go into that second set of rotations, Ellen, it could be pretty much all tied up.
Yeah, literally, they're just everywhere, kind of just split. But UT Crew managing to clean up those kills now. Dylan Rex getting help from his teammate Methods as he takes down 2. So now they have street control, but Zed laying there on the plant does take down Dylan Rex, and Methods knows exactly where he's at, but managing to almost get out with his life, gets taken down, and now the contest. Midpoint comes in, Zinx cleans up Phantoms. Now they clean up that hill. Now they have to worry about those P2 rotations. So back up a little bit, and that's what we're gonna see Zed start to do as he watches for that push Eskies, and overall UT Crew's flooding through the front. 20 seconds remain on this point. They're gonna have to start pushing through, and they gotta go now.
They certainly do, but the system trying to just hold on a little bit and get this time locked in. You see they've done a really good job of it. Spawn's going to be in their favor as well. UT Crew now going to be looking to push. You can already see Phantoms trying to hit towards Street. The players in the system here will be Zinx. We'll shut down Phantoms. And at the moment, UT Crew not really got the time to get through this, but Slacks and Method actually picking up too. Trying to open this one as well. Keep an eye on the Spawn still in favor of the system. Methods, though, playing it slow, waiting for his team to punch through middle. Sees Zinx up top. And Zinx will get another big kill on the street. That is his area at the moment. And that is a complete shutdown as Fellow completes the sweep. The system may have one last assault to kind of defend. And then we'll be looking for this rotation.
UT Crew still pushing for this remaining time as kind of pushing to the front, but the system overall in the slaying power, Desi picking up those kills on the previous. Zed working at this rotation now, finds two, nope, gets taken out by Phantoms. Almost says two-piece there, but UT Crew now looking to get set up onto this point, needing to hold every single second. Is the system still have a pretty decent lead here? Now the push is slowly going to start to come in, but now UT Crew looking to hold control and answer back.
Certainly are, and that's a horrible place to try and get through. Front of P3, Phantom's holding it down. Oh, just still sitting on the concrete bench, and they keep poking at him. And nothing is happening for him. Method's also there, sitting with an AR, backing him up. And this is very one-dimensional from the system. They've tried the front. They've kind of got taken down by the back, but they have given Phantoms a 5 streak. Keep an eye on him in case we end up getting streaks later on. But of course, the system will now be thinking control of bank and control of street. They will lose the lead here. It doesn't look like they're going to go for any of the scrap time for it. But at the moment, UT Crew are doing a great job. Slack with 2, Phantoms with another one. They've gained control of street as well as getting 6 kills on the Phantoms.
Yep. Now with street control, the system's going to have to look to see how they're going to break this one, as Dylan Rex is on that statue side, and Zinx cuts him down, and now Phantom's just holding that mid. Now Methods is on a 5 spree, might I say. But he gets taken down now. The system pushing in through the front as Desi working this flank now. Has a kill onto Dylan Rex. He's trying to find the second. He has Phantom still in that back bank area to worry about. His Phantoms, I think Phantoms actually just fought him. Now takes him down, and now UT Crew overall remain control over this street hardpoint. 30 seconds left on the clock. Looking like they're going to solidify a nice lead change over here, but streak's still in hand. Both teams fighting for the death right now.
They certainly are, and you can see Phantoms will actually end up have got that artillery. Slacked on a 5 as well. And I will say UT Crew doing a great job here on this last set of rotations before we go back to P1. They have given themselves a little bit of a lead, but also streaks. A big part of that Methods. 21 and 22 and 18, as I spoke, 22 and 19. Highest interactions in the game for him. And of course, you can see now the scramble comes in. P1 will be under contest very, very shortly. But realistically, UT Crew not only want to stop this time ticking up, but start figuring out how to rotate as well. You can see both teams kind of posturing for position here at the moment, but it will be the system making all of the kills. Phantoms eventually gets one, but doesn't have anybody to trade him through. So he's having that whole position. Zed comes out to challenge. Zed going for it at the same time. Eventually will get it, and it's the system to mop up again here. UT Crew now spawning street. Their next opportunity will be to push this as aggressively as possible and try to make a gap. Something that is not working very well as the system are winning the trades.
Yep, and that rotation to that P2 is going to be key here. Both teams fighting for this mid-hill, but big gunfights are going to be happening street side, and Zed is just absolutely tearing him down right now. Desi, shot punch there onto Dylan Rex. That is huge for the system, as they're going to solidify this spawn for the next rotation. And Desi in your face, the thorn in their side, just being aggressive this street side, is UT Crew is going to desperately try to fight through the front. Desi and Zinx equally just tearing him down now on an 8 streak, Bryce. He's a madman right now. Can he be stopped?
It doesn't look like it. Decimate doing ridiculous work for them. The system now firmly in the lead, but Phantoms is about to drop the thunder. Here comes the artillery. Will they be able to get through this? UT crew now going to try and make a move. Methods gets 1, but Zed has shut down 2. For Zed shuts down 3. Jet and Fellow gets the 4th, and the system have just shut the door on the UT crew. They now have to make a hard break. No time to hesitate here. They have to go for it and decimate. Guns 2 coming out of escalators. Phantoms is going to get Zed trying to get enough time to hold this, and they've done it. Somehow, some way, we are going to the next hard point, Ellen.
Oh my goodness, and I can't believe it, but they still have to worry about Zinx, who's in a thorn in their side right now, and they did manage to take out Zinx, but the streaks are coming in from Desi. Can he get a kill? He takes down Methods now, and Phantoms and Slack tucked away in that corner as UT crew still spawning in the back, and the system fighting to the front, but there's only 3 seconds remain. Phantoms desperately trying to fight with his life as this takes down 1. Can he get the second? But Zinx comes in, still on the pinch, and now he can just hop into that point. 1 second remain. The system, in a very favorable fashion, take that. 250 to 178. Wow. What a performance from Desi right there.
It certainly was. Decimate doing ridiculous work. We also saw Zed manage to hold them off. And the UT crew were just not able to break P2. The interesting thing about that, though, was the fact they managed to just contest it long enough, rotate, and then basically Decimate streaks ended it for them. They just couldn't grab control of the hill back.
Yeah, Decimate streaks, and then they had Zinx still, who had a really huge 2-piece back there. Even though they still had that back spawn, like you said, those streaks just further just closed the gap. And wow, that was just a crazy game. I feel like both teams overall were just fighting back to back, neck to neck. And then just right there at the end, Decimate, Zed just completely turned up, and just that lead just carried away.
It really did. Like I said, right in the middle of that, the UT crew did a fantastic job. I highlighted Methods for it as well. He was doing great, keeping up the interactions and being pretty aggressive with it. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Once they got back out towards Street, the system really turned it on. And I think the turning point of that game was probably that P1 hold. A lot of the time, you can, if you're on the defensive side, essentially where you're trying to hold P2, you can end up kind of giving away a little bit of ground, backing off of P1 to hold those spawns. The system didn't care. Decimate held down Street, rebuffed all of the pressure, and just said, hey, you're not coming through here. And as we said, it was pretty even up until this point. Yeah, they only got 4 more points the entire game, basically. And, you know, Decimate
actually right here,
continuing to do serious work.
Yep. It was actually right here that you were just talking about that. He just completely just destroyed them, that street side, and then just completely carried away from them. So good stuff from the system. I mean, we kind of said it. These players are just, like Tun said, hot from the Pro League. So, I mean, going into this, we expected them to see that. You know, we expected to see. We're not surprised to see it. We're not surprised. We expected it, right?
It's interesting to talk about these things because obviously, you know, with the volatility that is Challengers League, especially in North America a lot of the time, sometimes the tactics aren't perfectly there yet. It's not like a well-drilled thing at this point in the game. And I will say, the system, we saw it when they tried to break into P3. I think it was the first time they ended up going in 1 by 1, kind of peaking escalators, and Phantoms just kept picking up kills. I'm like, well, that's not going to work out very well for them. They've given streaks. I think they end up giving him 1, but they managed to recover. They held it back together and come flying back into it. But from the system on Moscow Hardpoint into Express Search and Destroy. Ellen, how do you feel about this one?
Well, I don't know. Just seeing the teamwork from both teams, just even in that hard point, obviously the system walked away with that, but it's Search and Destroy. It can go either way, right? Of course, but it's just, I don't know. This one's hard to say because just from both teams, I was seeing teamwork on both ends, and that's really what Search and Destroy is about, is that teamwork. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a close one. I don't know. I don't know. Anything can happen. I really don't know. I can't. I'm not leaning towards either because they're just both evenly stacked to me, and I just feel like they're both good.
I feel like before this stage, by the way, I just didn't see a ton of Express S&D. I know we saw some, and people quite liked it, but now we're basically seeing it every single series.
Yeah.
And I know that I have seen like Methods and UC Group before on Checkmate S&D, but that's obviously no longer in the rotation because I want to pick them off that basis alone. But you are right. This can be a little bit up in the air between these two teams, considering the fact that, you know, again, you know, team changes make big differences. Now the map pools have changed as well. Fortunately, there's no giant meta change recently other than a slight Krig boost. But we haven't really seen any FFRs in this so far, and I don't know whether or not that's just players not using them or whether or not it's still not quite good enough.
Right. I think the Krieg is just OP. I don't think it's quite good just there yet, but overall, if I had to, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I guess just going back to the initial, I said that UT Crew would probably take this here just because they had a longer team experience. Maybe that would apply here in the Search and Destroy. Although the system did win the first, maybe it was fluky for them. Maybe they weren't warmed up. I don't know. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's just one of those things, Bryce.
that's a good way to put it, actually, as we move further on into this series. And here's the other thing, right? When we're talking about challenges late, I always find that as we go into it, these first days, this first week essentially is really, really telling, because obviously when we go through and look at the results afterwards, and there are many other games going on, by the way, and if we end up getting a delay or finishing early, we will jump into them, but we can't watch every single game at the same time. And we see surprises, right? Like, people didn't think that Hot Tub Meta would be the 0 and 2 on the day, but that's what happened in Europe, right? Same with Team War. They both end up losing both their games, and there was a lot of high hopes coming into it. Same here in North America. We need to start benchmarking these teams on how they actually end up performing, and then using that to judge previous for the other performances. And I feel like I end up saying that pretty much every time we do Elite Series, for the simple reason being that, you know, they like to change players, and things change. We had a big patch change last time before we ended up doing one of these, and we were left kind of, I was going to say snorkeling in the dust, but that's not a real saying. I don't know where I was going with it. I don't know what I was trying to say, but snorkeling in the dust isn't the thing. But no, you are right. It is one of these ones where it feels terrible to sit on the fence, and I'm sure people on social media and in the YouTube chat are sitting here and they have their own predictions. So your predictions are as good as ours. So just kind of throw us a bone and put your predictions to us. But I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of feeling the system. I think this is a very, very talented group of players. Not to say that UT Crew aren't, of course, but the fact that they basically came into that one and there was a lot of big gunfights after them. Is it going to be a case of honeymoon period, this team coming together, just clicking very, very well, coming down from the franchise and just firing at that higher level of competition? Very possible. Express especially can be a map like that, considering that it's usually a big hit towards, and rotations are slow and dangerous most of the time. I don't know. I feel like the big challenge in this one, I expect Methods to do very, very well from UT Crew. And the other side, I'm thinking maybe like Fellow and Decimate. You know, I think they're going to be instrumental in holding down some of these sightlines.
Yeah, I agree. And especially when you look at a map like Express, you think about like players who were playing Black Ops 2 maybe back in the day that have competed on it before. You know, Methods, Slacked, Decimate, Fellow, Zed. So, you know, you think of that and you're like, okay, they should perform well on these maps. And, you know, but it's one of those things, like you said, there's a lot of upsets coming into this for both EU and for NA that, you know, some of these players, some of these rosters we didn't even expect to see here. Obviously with these two we did, but you just never know what to expect. But jumping into this, I'm excited to see how it turns out. And yeah, on both teams, it's just, you don't know their match. They're so stacked. I think both of these rosters are stacked. I could just, either way, I just think we're going to have a really good matchup.
Well, fortunately, that match has started. Let's jump in then and jump on board with Dylan and Rex. You see, Zed already going to be in that train waiting for them. That's already going to be first blood and staying alive. Waiting for his teammates to come through. He Slack throws the shoulder. Has to get out of there and eventually gets pinched. Methods takes him down. And I said rotation sometimes slow and dangerous, but I wonder right now if UT Crew are in fact going to do it. Now, they don't really have map control, but Methods and Slacked are looking for an opening.
You also have to worry about Desi, who's over there. Now Fellow looking to try to see if he can get a pick into that plane, and Slacked just playing patiently on both sides, but gunfight's coming in. Desi, a couple shots, and he knows exactly where Methods is. Is the system kind of still waiting patiently? Fellow, he found Phantoms now. Live advantage for UT Crew. Excuse me, for the system is UT Crew now. Slacked left in 1 versus 3.
Thanks to Slack going out for it as well, but Fellow is more than equal to it. Able to get the correct bounce there as he tries to get a little bit of a jump shot, even though he had the height disadvantage. But I will say patience from the system seemed to be name of the day.
Yeah.
Methods and Slack were desperately trying to ferret out that bomb. Just didn't really find anyone. Interestingly, no Decimate was there, but I will say Fellow probably felt his eyes starting to go there as he was staring so hard at the train opening to get that kill as a player push. But sometimes patience and holding an angle can work out, and that's exactly what happened. But the system now on the attack. You can see it looks like actually, I was going to say a push, but they haven't really got anywhere, and Fellow's already got gunned.
Yeah, beautiful shots by Phantom. And, you know, you pointed that out by the aggression. I noticed that Zed kind of instantly pushed up, got a kill, and then they just waited. So the patience from the system is definitely displayed. But now the aggression for Dylan Rex says he takes down Zinx. So maybe patiently waiting a little bit too long. Now UT crew have live advantage. 4 versus 2 for Zed and Desi. How exactly do you think they're going to play this one here, Bryce?
Well, the thing is now is to probably get a kill and try to figure it out. But unfortunately, they are going to go down. Decimator left alone in a 1 versus 4. And that was a short-lived attempt. Not an awful lot they could do. They didn't have any control of either bomb site. And the problem with that is there's so many corners and places you've got to check before you can push out. Down they go. 1-1, all tied up in the search and destroy here. As of course, we will go back on board with UT crew for the attack. Let's just see if it goes a little bit better for them. On board with Phantoms at the moment, and I'm guessing probably towards B. And I was kind of right. Phantoms has gone towards B. The rest of the team hasn't, so I'll count it as a victory.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was a victory. Now, but the aggressive A push comes in, and Fellow just barely missed COD timing on Slack as he takes him down now. A site a little bit clear as Slack slides onto the bomb, and he's going to try to get that plant, but he gets taken out by Desi. I'm not sure exactly where his teammate was, but Zed now.
Zed slipped the net. That was ridiculous. He somehow managed to get through, and they didn't see it. And now it's all fallen apart. The UT crew are now left in a 1 versus 1. Zed versus Phantoms. And that was, I don't know how Zed managed to get underneath him. I think he just got a little bit of COD timing and managed to get into the train. But he is going to know that bomb is down on A. He got the kill there himself. If not, probably would have been caught out by his teammates. So how patient is he? Phantoms has got to do all the work here and try to figure it out.
$18 seconds left. Phantoms now grabs the bomb. I think Zed actually heard that he picked it up. All he needs to do essentially here is just wait for that time and maybe peek to see if he's planting. But Zed, thinking that he took the bomb over to B site, he actually rotates over the B. But oh my gosh, I think Phantom actually heard him. He heard him slide. Zed hears the slide and turn and burned. Oh my god, what was that round?
I am going to have to watch that round again. I'd love to see exactly when he figured out the sound cue, because the first sound cue actually sent Zed the wrong way.
Yeah,
and obviously Zed locks onto it, turns and burns. But wow, that was close to the wire there, but it will be the system currently ahead. And it looks like they're going for an A push, but they have split out towards, no, they're actually going towards B. Zed is going to try and push this from tunnel. Although he's already lost some players, he's going to come under the gun of Methods as Methods shut down everything the system are going to try and do. They may have to rotate. Zed is in a bad place, but he does manage to get Dylan Rex. Brings it back just a little bit, but now they have to figure this one out. Decimate getting it, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2. What started off as a disaster has given the system some hope.
Now in a 2 versus 2, Zed on the rotation, it looks like towards that A bomb site as he nearly just manages to slip by Slacked. No idea that he passed by him as he's going to actually rotate over to that bomb site. So he might come in contact, but Zed manages to get the plant down. And now the push is going to start to come in. How are they going to do this?
Well, you can see Slacked trying to figure this one out. He's waiting for his teammate before he pushes out. There's the slide. Zed throws a shoulder. Trying to go for him as well. Zed runs away. Decimate tries to get him at the same time, but it will be Methods to take down Decimate. Zed jumps it. Now trying to get away. And Zed could be pulling off a 1v2 clutch. He's slacked up top. He's trying to get a few shots in. Zed gets it again. Zed is on fire so far in this search and destroy. He cannot put a foot wrong. That's 3 kills at least for him in this. I know Decimate got another one, but that was a 2v4, Ellen.
Zed, I think he's streaking out right now, isn't he? Oh my goodness. What a round from him. Yeah, Zed now on a 5 streak. He is a madman. You need to take him down. 3-1 now. Now on the attacking side, UT crew already have a man down. As trades come in now, Zed gets taken out, but Desi answers back with a 2-piece of his own, and now Phantom's left alone in a 1 versus 3. The system overall too strong on that. The trades came in and now leading 4-1. They're making this almost look a little too easy here.
Confidence. That was a confident challenge. Jed almost got it as well. I think he thought he might be able to win it by continuing fire, but it was actually a bait and switch from the UT crew that shut him down, and I don't wonder if they know how close he was actually to streaks. If he'd got it, or even that second kill as well, he would be laughing right now, but at least a little glimmer of hope for the UT crew. They did manage to shut down Zed, but still 4-1 down. You can see here the system taking this a little bit slow again. Nothing too aggressive. Push coming in from UT crew around that A site to clear it out. And this is what is known as split and pick. Wait to see if you can find somebody before committing.
I like that spot that Desi's in too. But he actually, a teammate slipped by. Desi managed to take down Dylan, and now Slack slipped by Desi, takes out Fellow on the bridge. Fellow's probably like, where the hell did he come from? And now, bomb down for the system on the bridge, and I believe Slack may know that, so UT crew gonna have to answer back now. Man down 3 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 2. 20 seconds left.
Well, it looks like the play here. It's all going to be on Phantoms. Can he stay alive? It looks like he's actually backing off for this. Bomb will now go down. Decimate's going to end up chasing. Here comes the first challenge. Phantoms gets it. Leaves Zinx in a 1 versus 2. Instantly goes down. Phantom says thank you very much from the angle. And the UT crew have life in them.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Slack snuck by Desi there when he was tucked away in that corner, but good round from UT crew. That was the round that they needed. They needed that round. Now hopefully maybe swinging some momentum back in their favor. Gonna see. Yeah, nice shots, but that's definitely a good angle right there.
Right, well, let's see if UT True can continue this. They need to bounce back in this. They're currently 1 down in the series. And we go on board with Phantoms. This time around, though, Phantoms playing that solo role. Will be an island as the rest of his team heads towards B. Only one player here is going to try and slow it down. It's Zed. He is outnumbered, however. Backup formally coming in by the shape of Fellow, who instantly goes down to Phantom. And now trying to challenge him. Zed is in a lot of trouble. They keep bouncing around the doorway and eventually taking him down. This is all UT crew now in a 4 versus 2.
Let's see what he can do as he's working that flank. Does manage to take down Methods, but the bomb does get planted. So now Zinx left in a 1 versus 3. Got a lot of players to worry about, and that's kind of a tough challenge to take. But UT crew dominating and answering back. Woo, they're looking to bring that comeback. I feel like this is getting spicy. This is getting spicy here, Bryce.
It certainly is. Not taking any of this laying down, and the confidence that the system may have had slowly, but wow, I can't even speak. Is slowly but surely evaporating away.
Yeah.
This is the snorkeling in the dust thing all over again. But
are you snorkeling over there?
I don't know what on earth I'm doing. I think I'm getting ton syndrome where the late nights are actually affecting me. But let's see how this game ends up going. On board with the system once again. Zed currently on our screens, and this seems to be an aggressive push this time around. Check the train out. Fellow is going to go down. No one there to trade him at the moment. Zed is going to try it. And actually ends up getting the stick. Doesn't need it, though, in the end. Comes through. Dylan Rex will trade back again. Zed goes for the challenge. That's 2 now for Zed. and it will slow down as it comes down to a 2 versus 2.
Phantom's getting tagged up, but manages to get away with his life now. Zed working that aggressive push towards Methods, knowing exactly where he is as he lights up his teammate, but now Phantom's trying to answer back on this one as he has Zed and Zinx to worry about, but he might be able to get timing here and catch him off guard. 34 seconds left. The system is going to slowly work that plant, but Phantoms, as he might get timing, he gets a win on the shot punch comes in. Oh, the COD timing on that. He was so close when checking that bomb site.
Zed is cracked right now.
Yeah.
He has been doing so much work for this. Full confidence for the reach out. Shot punch into train to end the round. That is just paying off. Turns out, coming down from the franchises, a little bit like weight training. You go heavy, everything else seems a bit easier afterwards. But can UT Crew regain? They will now be on the attack here, and this will be map point. Looks like Phantoms are going straight through. They're going for the B strategy again here. The system have decided to ignore that. They've gone for an A stack. This does mean it will be a hard retake.
Yeah, we might see a fast flank coming in from Zed as he's aggressively pushing that bridge side over there with Fellow. And now Slacked is going to work this plant, but Phantoms does take out that C. And again, he has to worry about Zed and Fellow on the flank. I don't think he was expecting 2 there now. Nade comes off, but no kill connected as UT Crew have the bomb down. And now in a 3 versus 3, the system, how are they going to answer back?
Dylan Rex trying to hold this one off. He knows there's going to be in ticket. He's got backup from some of his players. Slack is going to come around and he ends up seeing him. Go for the ninja there. Is that what he's trying to do? Stretch the bomb out? I don't know, but at the moment, UT Crew are flying all over the place. And it will be Fellow in a 1 versus 2, but he really does not have the time for this, surely. And as he tries to pre-fire everything, it's going to be too easy for UT Crew to hold off.
Oh, so close, but so far. UT Crew did a good job of just that, because it was looking pretty scary with Fellow and Zed on the flank there. The way Zed's playing right now, you do not want him in your face.
I would love to see exactly what he was doing there. It looked like a ninja, but I didn't think he would do that unless he was just trying to be super sneaky about it. He was trying to find an angle I've not seen before, but didn't work that time around. Still on map point, though, and we can see this time they will be on the attack. Zed will have bomb one more time. It looks like he's going to challenge this. He's challenged this a few times to be successful. Waiting for the push. Oh, who's that going up the tunnel? It's Methods. Methods coming on the flank here. Already, he might end up flying out here. There he does. He does get Zeke to the back of the spawn. That's twice. That's not gone well for the system.
Now, Methods tagged up. He has Fellow to worry about on the bridge, but Methods actually gets taken out by his own trophy, but not before he does take out Zed. But again, this is a 2 versus 2. Seems like we see this a lot with these two teams here. Is Slacked gonna try to wrap all the way around over to that B site. The bomb is just sitting patiently.
Look at the patience. The system clearly have talked about this and have just said, you know, we need to be patient at most times. And Fellow is showing that off in massive fashion. The amount of patience they have shown here. Got to remember, UT Crew ended up rotating all the way around. Probably going, where on earth are they? They should be by A now, but that bomb now goes down at B. Big fight about to come in as they try to retake this 2 versus 2. And it looks like Fellow's going to go all the way around the flank. Hasn't seen anybody, but it will leave Decimate alone in ticket booth.
Decimate alone in ticket booth, but Fellow does manage to take down one, and now Phantoms with a huge 2-piece. Oh no! Now this evens it up. Bryce, we're going to around 11. Oh my goodness. I actually thought he had that. Crazy stuff from Phantoms there.
Well, that was a kind of an interesting round. Obviously, Method probably kicking himself. They lost that after end up dying to a trophy system. Never a fun thing here, but Decimate was just left all alone. And they managed to get the pinch on him before Fellow could get in position. And that was the problem. Like, Fellow was expecting to find somebody early and be able to come back and help his teammate out. But at the end, it didn't really work out that way. And Phantoms just completely gunned him.
Yeah.
And now a 5-5. Who is going to end up walking away with this one? The system on the attack.
That's Zed. Let's see what he's gonna do. He has the bomb in hand as well, so again, that patience coming in from the system. Neither team's necessarily doing anything, just kind of playing for information and seeing, stun checking every corner, but Dylan Rex smart to back down on that one. He almost came in contact with Zed there.
Again?
Okay.
Zinx and Dylan Rex having that fight towards the back. Method's actually putting up the tunnel, but hasn't worked out for them. And the system have basically told here, looking for it, and Zed will get first blood again here. Zinx gets another one, and now they're going to end up rotating towards B. The system have ice in their veins. They refuse to move, and sometimes that wouldn't work, but it's working for them now. It's a 1 versus 4. Phantom all alone as he desperately sprays it down, and it is going to be the system who win that 6-5. And I will say, Zed, I think, played a blinder.
Yeah.
And he ended up, what, 15 and 7 there in the end?
Yeah, something like that. 15 and 6, 15 and 7. Zed was definitely the star player for that one. He was absolutely playing out of his mind. But other than that, both teams, though, they just seemed really evenly matched.
Yeah, they really did. And you got to ask yourself, right? Like, the UT crew were doing great S&D, but I don't know. I think the difference maker, the only difference maker I think in that one was just how patient the system are.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. I'm sitting here and going, they're not going. The time is burning. And that has massive risk reward. Like, a lot of the time when you do that, you give yourselves no options to get to a bomb site, no options to actually commit any sort of strategy. You basically just have to be aggressive. The system didn't care, and somehow they kept finding those openings. Lots of first bloods for them, and lots of clutches like the Z one there as well. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, just in the last round, and especially opening those first bloods, it just really does open up the map to make a play. And when you're a team that always gets those opening picks, it's definitely going to make your search and destroy rounds a lot easier to take. And just in that last round right there, we saw Zed time and time again just get that first blood. So the system, their patience, and their teamwork overall just shined, and they did really good.
They certainly did, and walking away with it 2-0 now. The system are rocking towards a 3-0, but will they make it? We have control right up next, and it is an interesting question to see whether or not the system are going to win a 3. I think winning a 3-0 on your first game into Challengers Elite is a big statement as well. But the thing is, between these two teams, we were talking about it before we started, right? It is very, very close. Moscow Hardpoint 251.78, Express S&D 6-5. Although we were talking about the system for a lot of it, the UT crew did fight back. It is an absolute gauntlet in North America.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, here in the Challengers Elite, we just always see potentially teams like this play, and then map 3, they turn it all around, and the next thing you know, we're going to a game 5. Not saying, and I'm not trying to jinx it and say that's happening tonight, but, you know, it could. But I wouldn't be surprised if it did. The competition is fierce, and again, this is just essentially where, you know, teams go to shine because they want that step up into the pro league. They want to shine other players, and these matches they're taking very, very serious. Not only that, but there's a lot of money on the line. So just between all of these players, you never really know what to expect, but all are very, very stacked, and really it just comes down to, I mean, you just kind of compare and look at the teams and say, okay, well, they won this map, but I mean, it still can go that way. You just kind of have to look at what's their weakest maps, what's their best maps. But overall, I just from the performance of UT crew from that last one, I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to go, but the system overall is just looking stronger.
Yeah, I can see that. I think you made a really good point there, actually, speaking about how important it is for these players, right? Obviously, the franchise is the goal, and all of these players have been in franchises and come back down. And when that happens, and I don't like to talk about it, but stock does end up dropping, unfortunately. You know, your value, your perceived value as a player can take a nosedive. Challenges is the place where you redeem yourself. You come down and you start gunning and wiping the floor with people and doing very, very well. People will start asking questions. Why are they not back in the franchise? Why have they not been picked back up? This is where everybody is scouting now to try to figure out how they can strengthen their team. We've seen recently an awful lot of team changes, especially in the franchises, to try and figure out how to strengthen themselves towards the end of the year. Whether that be lateral team moves like Hugo with the Thieves, or when we've got Zaptius moving over, it's now becoming the case where people are trying to figure out what talent they can take and use as a better way. And I will say this, I am fully convinced there is still a lot of talent in Challengers Elite that franchises can make use of. So every single one of these players is not just playing to win this match. They're not just playing to do well in the regular season, and they're not just playing for the prize pool. They're also playing for their future as a Call of Duty professional. And I think that's what adds the extra little bit of pressure, the extra bit of spice to some of these games we end up seeing.
Yeah, and you are right. Absolutely correct. It's just you really want to shine and you want to do it here, especially on broadcast. So going into this raid control now, we're going to see if they can do just that. So now Slack starting it off, taking down the Titan from the last game, Zed. This UT crew looking to have a decent start here onto this A point as they look like they're going to solidify here, tick of progress.
Well, big start from them, kicking off straight away, looking to kind of rebound out of it as well. And Methods is a man on a mission currently on a 3-0. Now looking for Decimate up top, and he knows exactly where this player is. Trying to end up getting it. Slack will eventually pick it up. But A is the easy one, B is the hard one. But right now, UT crew are gunning.
Yeah, on the verge of potentially losing the series here as the system is up 2-0. UT crew need this win. Now Zed trying to stop the push in, coming in from Desi. Desi does take out Methods, and now the fight does come in, but the system manages to clear out the kills laundry. Now have to worry about UT crew pushing in for kitchen. Now Dylan Rex does manage to pick up Zed. Zed cleaning up, or excuse me, Zinx cleaning up that kill onto Slack, and now the system clear out their base, and now they have to worry about Fellow, who is this pushed up in that pool side and could potentially start a spawn trap here, Bryce.
They certainly couldn't. Fellow being careful here. He probably knows players are above him. Decimate will have called it out as well. They're trying to rebuff this, but it will be Phantoms and Slack now picking up 2 kills. UT crew are looking for an opening, and I think they've just managed to get it, but it will be Decimate from behind. He finds Phantoms. Looks for the second player. Dylan Rex is going to go down. A fellow his teammate as well. And Decimate trying to stay alive. Eventually, Slack will take him down, allowing UT crew to move back in a bedroom and make a push from this side. But at the moment, the system have brought this right back into contest. They need to get these trades and get this under control. But I do like the system's tactic, being very, very aggressive towards bedroom, not allowing UT crew to get any sort of foothold.
Yep. Now, as we say that, does UT crew do take control over bedroom, and now they start to slowly push out as Desi's kind of working his way through this middle, does take out Phantoms, but push is going to come in through the UT crew in the front. Dylan Rex does manage to take out 2, and now Methods just preaiming this and holding this pool side as Zed's going to desperately trying to work his way into the point. Kind of has to wait for his teammates there, but no lives remain for the system as it's 9 versus 3, and this is going to be really hard to take. Slowly looking like it's going to be in favor of UT crew, but desperately trying to hang on the system. Not sure if they're going to manage to hold this one out here as they take it. UT crew 1-0.
Wow, first point on the board. Big win actually for UT crew to eventually get that one down. And if we see the best play, it was pretty much from the beginning. Methods going off in and around ring to kick things off on this one. But that's exactly what the UT crew need to start to get the momentum up. Bearing in mind, this could be the very beginning of a reverse sweep. That's what they need to do now to try and win their very first game here. But that's a long road. It's an awful lot of way to go. And we will have to see whether or not they can do it. Keep an eye on Slack, though. 11-5, 4 streak at the moment. Picks up a few more. Gets himself some streaks, and could certainly be talking a win.
Yep. Managing to still stay alive here, but Dylan Rex takes on 2 on the other side of the map. Slacked. Working his way around to help out his teammates mid as he takes out Desi. Now rotating back and forth, knowing how important it is to have this mid control. As system is spawning in that back garage, but Fellow manages to take out Slack. Is Zed now capturing this A point, and out of both sides, excuse me, this B point. And the system is actually both on B and A.
I'll tell you something, that's not something you like to see very often. A triple chow. Pretty much no way to win those ever, but They get 1 tick onto B, and that'll probably be it for now. The rest of the time, they should be going towards A, locking it down, and then looking to try and lock it. But Zed trying to make a bit of a play around B still. Hasn't worked out for them. So A will be taken, and now they've got to try that hard-fought journey. 2 minutes and 20 lives. Try and capture B here and win their attack to tie up this control.
They have to worry about, too, the UT crews pushed up aggressively into their base. This fellow having a one-on-one engagement with Slacked, and Slacked overall wins that gunfight. Now Phantom's having to worry about this kitchen push as he gets taken down by Zinx, and Dylan Rex, let's see what he can do. Is he's trying to shot punch there, but Phantoms helps clean up the kill there at the back pool steps. Is desperately trying to defend this point. Phantom's doing a really good job at holding money, but overall, UT crew slaying everybody out. Now, this is a really tough spot for the system as they can just aggressively push up, hold that bedroom side, Slacked hold the middle map, and now they have no choice but to fight through the ring.
Yeah, this is very difficult here for the system. You see them slowing down. They know they're going to have to try and make this one work. Phantoms eventually gets one. Looks a fellow. Takes down a second player, and that is disastrous. Even though a few of the system players are trying to take control of water steps, they don't really have anywhere to go. Methods one side. Eventually will be taken down. The system trying to get in position, but Phantom's shutting them down, and that'll be another choke point they have to get through. They don't have the lives or the time to make any more mistakes. Phantoms has been playing out of his mind, just shutting down left, right, center. So has Slacked. And they are refusing to budge an inch. They cannot even move out of their spawn anymore.
UT crew just has complete map control right now, and even so able to break out that bedroom. Zed, he's gonna have to slide onto the point now. This can be doable, but he has to go now as they kind of unexpected turn of events as Zed just clears off the front. And now UT crew, they have to figure out a way to answer back. His Methods is just kind of desperately fighting for money. There's only one Zed, essentially one live, the man on a mission. First the world, Zed tearing it down, desperately fighting, but UT crew so strong in the beginning of that round, and that could have been something there.
That reminds me of the scene at the end of the first Avengers where Thanos says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Like, Zed just went, "All right, fine, I'll get to this point myself." Like, that was insane. That was such a break from them. If he had any backup, I think his players were still spawning, fighting around Art. And obviously he just went, well, I've got to go for it. Like, that would have been a crazy break to end up winning it. It was a little bit too late. And a dollar short. Didn't have the bodies for it here. But they now find themselves under the gun. UT crew have done a great job here so far. And have brought themselves up 2-0. Zed ends up coming out gunning once again, though.
Yeah, hot start from him. I think the last time I saw him, he was like 10-13. Now he's 17-17. He's just on fire right now. UT crew in the side of the attacking, they are getting trapped in their bases. The system is just overall lighting up the map. Desi is getting this mid-map control. So UT crew kind of slowed it down just a little bit, but don't slow it down too much, as you have Zed just running in there, throwing nades, cutting you down like a thorn inside. Now UT crew getting onto this 8 point. Looking to take a cap here.
They are, but Zinx and Zed combining again. I don't know if they're going to keep going for this one as well. A lot of teams end up giving up once that ends up flying up towards the second tick. Not the system, though. They've got to be careful. You can see UT crew looking to think about a push here, but more kills going down, and Slacked is going to get out as well. And they don't have A. They do not have A here.
Oh, my goodness.
And now with 33 seconds left to go, UT crew have to commit. Either they go for B and try to make it work, or they fight back towards A. A would be the easy choice. Zed, though, holding off towards Zig at the moment. Team's now flooding in. He's going to actually end up challenging Dylan Rex here on the car. He's ended up going down for it. And that may be the last chance they push this. Going to let A go. And it's all about B now.
Live advantage for the system in this round, but again, A was captured for UT crews. Desi's just trying to fly around the mid-map and just overall gain control. Just like we saw UT crew in a dominant fashion, the system looked to answer back in the same way. How is they just get mid-map control? But the bedroom is actually not... No one's in bedroom right now. It's slacked. Getting tagged up, and Zinx does manage to take out 2 as he's holding down that pool lane from the Tiki. But now that's the opening that UT Crew needed to push towards his front. But again, Slacked had to get that kill essentially on Fellow. Now bedroom's cleared out. Now the push is going to slowly start to come in, but there's only 28 seconds left remaining. And 4 lives.
Decimate cleans up methods. Pretty easy from this point on. Two of them sticking towards money in kitchen. It would have to be some sort of godlike play, and it's only going to be Dylan Rex left to do it. Finds Decimate. Only got 10 seconds. Can he gun the rest of the team and jump in the point? Fellow on the heady on the window. It's not going to be enough. The system do win their defense, but it does mean they are now on attack. Something they failed to win last time around, Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually surprised too to see that. Normally you see teams even pick up that bedroom side. I was surprised to see them open, but Zinx posted up on that Tiki there. Was just able to lock it down in the system. They didn't want to get 3-0'd on this map. So now I'm just curious to see on the attacking side how they're going to answer this one. Are they going to go to A first, or are they going to go to B? Normally we see teams... Yeah, normally we see teams fast push A, but secure the easy one first, and Zed beaming already. Rockets flying out of his gun as there's already 2 down, and now gonna start to work towards that first tick of progress.
It looks like he's alone. And, I wonder if he gets first tick here and plays it a little bit slow, but eventually he gets a challenge, and there's 3 players there as well. No real reinforcements at the moment, but Fellow is going to be taken down. It's going to be careful here for the system. Zed has already gone in towards to try and hold P5. But he hasn't really been in the fight yet. Numbers being left out for him, though. Decimate finds one. Zed finds another towards mid. That's a 3rd player going down. This may be a quick stack and A push. Already keep an eye on Zed, who has pushed in towards money as well.
They also have to worry about Phantoms, who's actually on the flank here, but they know that. Now Slack, streaks in hand, gonna take out Zinx off the point. But again, Zed's still tearing him down as Desi's flying around that back laundry side and does manage to take out Slacked. But now it looks like UT Crew is going to give away that A point. Being the harder of them to capture, as Dylan Rex is doing a very good job at locking down these pool stairs, and there goes Thanos. Thanos Zed taking down everybody in his way.
Here's the problem, though, is can they find a break? It's easy to get a few kills onto this map, but it is not easy converted into a hold. Dylan Rex, though, locking it down. Ziggs is going to be last alive here. Zed is going to be in towards Tiki. Has to stay alive. Needs reinforcements. Come through. Finds Phantoms as well. Takes down the trophy. Team's now coming in from the system, but there are many, many players here. Zinx gets one. Methods gets that gun back here. They're trying to stay alive, but they need more control in and around kitchen to make this an actual push.
Yep, and Zed again left alone. Gets taken down by Dylan Rex, and that was a huge fight mid-map. Desi was the one to push kitchen. Phantoms did take him out, so now UT Crew again pushed up and aggressively getting into their base, and the system is going to have to find a way this time around to push out. Maybe Zed can have a crazy opening like he did last time, but this time maybe his team will be there. Here he is, pushing through the front, swimming like a serpent. Getting set up onto that B tick, but now the streaks are coming in from Slacked. Can he connect?
Oh, won't get anything, but it will pull them out of position. But Decimate managed to get a kill towards Backfellow, and Dylan Rex going to have a big fight out in towards basketball, and it will be Dylan Rex who wins it. Now they're going to try and challenge. Does manage to get that one with a Krig. Gets another capture onto B. Problem is they've lost bedroom control, and Zed's alone in a sea of UT Crew. Ends up going down again here in this position. UT Crew refusing to give him an inch. It's easy to isolate him when he's being that aggressive. And at the moment, I think the system may be out of luck. One big push coming in from them, though. Stack's going to have to try and divert a little bit of this one. They will get onto it. Zed ends up going down. They don't have the lives to reinforce. 3 versus 6 now. Big kills coming in, though. They managed to just wipe 3.
Oh, huge kills coming from Zinx. Now 18 seconds left to remain, and that looks like the system actually does capture that. Oh my gosh. Now tying it up. Wow. That was so close, but Zinx and Fellow with the crazy kills there at the end. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just in disbelief.
I thought that was pretty much a lock. You got to remember, UT also used 2 streaks that round. Still wasn't enough. I thought when Zed went down 3 versus 6, well, as long as they get a few good trades, it should be fine. A 3 wipe off the rip, and they just stacked it. They just went, right, we're not even going to fight you again.
Yeah, and I mean, finally, Zed, come on, get this man some help. Phantoms, though, on the attacking side this time around, going towards that B point. Looks like UT Crew does manage to clear out that B site, and now the system gonna have to find a way to retake, as B is essentially the harder one to hold here. Phantoms with a nice 2-piece.
This is big. This is very big from UT Crew. Getting an early B will be so difficult for the system to walk away with a win. And it looks like they've done it. The system are giving it up. They've decided they're going to try their luck. The hard hold. The A site here on Raid. This doesn't work very often. Essentially, you have to try and hold both sides and not allow them to break a single time. And that's why many people will give up A early, because they know it's a difficult hold. But I don't know. This is a lot of time and a lot of lives for them to not make any mistakes.
Well, they were that team of patience, so they're gonna have to be seriously patient. But my goodness, Zed, what a performance from him this game. And I don't know, can the system do it? This is gonna be hard, just like you said, Bryce, as we don't see this very often.
It is notoriously difficult to do. It is not impossible, but just harder than a B hold. A lot of times you see a B hold, it'll work. Very rarely do you see an A hold work. But at the moment they're doing it, at the moment they are rebuffing them, they do have the lives. The issue with the A ring site is the fact that if you lose one bad break, it's almost impossible to retake. But here they go again. One more time, you'll see them set up. They'll try and get some arc control. They'll try and get some back laundry and figure out exactly where UT Crew are. And on the other side of it, UT Crew will try and push from each angle they can possibly. They just need to break. It's still very doable for them.
Those streaks are coming in, but nothing seems to be connected, as Desi's just trying to hold on the push from the front. If he takes down 2, now he has Phantoms to worry about that top art. Does get traded out, but again, UT Crew onto this bomb site. Phantoms left alone. He gets stuck. Fellow with a huge 2-piece. Now that's 3 down for UT Crews. Now Methods left alive, but the system overall having the live advantage. 9-12, 35 seconds left.
Fella just had the stick from the gods. That was an unbelievable stick from him, and that cleaned them off. But with 27 seconds left, you can see UT Crew have now broken in. That second tick going up very, very rapidly. Zinc bringing in the artillery, having to try and lay it down on them. Zinc's already getting Methods with another trophy death this game. Zinc ends up taking down Fellow, though. Zed gets Methods as well. But this is not over. With 18 seconds left to go, UT Crew have to commit. Zed gets one more towards Art. Still lives remaining. One big break. They've got to roll all the dice now for this one. Zed's just desperately trying to stay alive for it, but they are pinning him here, making him useless. More kills flying all over the map. It's now a 6 versus 3. Fellow flying out to what it gets Methods at the same time. Phantoms goes for the challenge, and that is down, and that is done. Somehow, the system hold.
Wow. And we said it. We don't see teams do it often, and they did it. They did it. Just the slaying power, and they didn't falter on their aggression. Good stuff from them overall. Ton, what'd you think of it?
I was just chilling. I grabbed myself a coffee, seen them up 2-0, but in the control I was like, oh, we've got another map here, no problem. Apparently not. That is a bit of a collapse for the UT Crew. It has to be said, specifically on the control, but the system were just a better team across the board. Zed, he's absolutely frying. I mean, when I seen it personally that he was dropped from the Ravens, I was kind of like, oh, he actually played all right, like for them from what we've seen. And then he's come into challengers and just continued that form. Looks so good in that series. Fantastic play from him, and well played to the guys on the team. 3-0 is ridiculous. Absolutely insane result.
It really is, especially to open this up as well. I will say this about Zed though, looking at it, I feel like every time we saw him, he was doing great work, but I don't know what happened off screen, because I kept looking at his stats expecting him to be like 40 and 20. It was actually negative for the majority of the game, right? Like just every time we saw him, he was picking off 3 pieces, and then when we weren't seeing, apparently he was dying 3 times. So don't know what happened there, but people like Fellow and Decimate also doing great work. That stick that Fellow managed to get after he got the first kill with a gun, the second kill just flew in, and it took that player off of ring and meant that essentially UT Crew had to reset their push. And I'm sure they're gutted about it. It's one of those things you think about. It's like, if I just hadn't got hit by that grenade, we could have held on. And, well, that's the opening for them. And I suppose we need to talk about what we think about the teams here, right? Obviously, we kind of hyped up a little bit towards the UT Crew for this one. But, Ton, what do we think about the system?
I mean, look, they look like a very good squad. I think, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, the only thing that was leaning myself and Ellen, at least, towards UT Crew was that experience together.
Yeah.
For the system, they've only just sort of been thrown together, but it doesn't look like it. They also seem to just have slotted into these roles very seamlessly, very, very easily done. But my goodness me, I mean, how good of a performance is that, considering the team's barely been together? But I know that's not the only surprise result across the board. There's been some other crazy goings on. He still just lost 3-0. They got smoked. I don't know what the hell's gone on there, to be honest with you. To LAG Academy as well. 250 to 155, 6-4, and 3-0. Like,
oh wow,
straight
yeah.
off the bat.
Just caught up with it.
Yeah, a lot of 3-0s going on over here at the moment. I don't know if it was just a matchup specifically, but hopefully we do have another go into. But if not, we're going into the round 2 games very, very quickly.
We will find out exactly what is happening with that. But no, I am actually looking at it now. You're right. I mean, admittedly, it does say Lag Henry were playing themselves in that third match. But yeah, you're right. That's a big disappointment. Let's talk about that then. That's going to be the biggest news coming out of it. Easter, a team everybody's been hyping up, and we certainly have as well, losing the very first game, Ellen.
Yeah, that's actually surprising. I mean, not to mention 3-0. They didn't make a roster change or anything. I mean, well, essentially they lost originally Fellow, who went to Dallas, and then now Fellow was obviously on the system, but they've been winning everything. So that's kind of a shock. And I know they picked up Mad Cat as a coach, so now they have a coach. But again, they picked stage 3. They won the third open. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, me too. That's going to be a big shock coming forward.
That was to LAG.
LAG?
They got,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So LAG, who kind of was that team that was struggling for a little bit, right? And then they lost Chino, and then they picked up Mox. So seeing them with kind of like they showed a little bit of success, and then they kind of fell off a little bit, and then now that they're starting to see some success again. You with a dominant fashion against a team like Easter, I mean, that's a really good start for LAG.
Yeah, it certainly is. LAG having a great opportunity to move forward, and those games do matter. Like we've said before, we've seen it where it comes down, we've got ties all over the board, and teams are very, very close, and realistically, it's much easier to get straight into the playoffs than have to worry about fighting through the knockout, but also even more, make sure you don't go into that bottom 2. So I have been told that if we can get into the lobby, we will be joining another game. Should be map 5 between Trash Bros and Sobriety Gaming. I don't have all the score for that one, but I do know Sobriety, I believe, won map 1, 250 to 234. Then Trash Bros ended up taking 6-2 raid S&D, 3-1 garrison control. Yes, that means, of course, that it will be Sobriety who end up winning the second Hardpoint as we go into map number 5. But that is the game we are trying to get into. I did promise you extra games here on the live broadcast, and that's what we're going to do. But we can talk a little bit about that game then, the potential for it, and how we think these two teams are going to go. Ellen, I mean, Trash Bros versus Sobriety Gaming, what do you think?
Well, considering we're going in the last map, I have no idea, because both teams, obviously, these are newer in the league, newly formed. It's obviously people that we have seen before. Jintroid, that he is actually used to be a part of UT Crew for stage 2, who is on Trash Bros. And then you have Uli, who was on Aerial Rise, didn't have the best performance, started off 0-7, and then, didn't find some success, but clearly finding it here with this team. And they beat NYSL Academy to qualify. Trash Bros did. So I know that's they're looking kind of to be a really strong team, and then also Hollow, who was on higher on the previous stages since stage 2. So, and we look at that team and we're like, okay, they look pretty stacked. But then you have Emery's and Brack, who's on Sobriety Gaming. Two names we haven't seen in quite some time. They beat X Triumph to qualify. So, kind of an interesting turn of events.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Of course, we're going to go into that one and find out. Of course, the only thing that's really kind of trying to throw me here is the fact that basically Sobriety Gaming have just won the Hardpoints. And I'm wondering if that's where they shine the most. Is that they're kind of their bread and butter? Does it mean that Trash Bros are better in every other game? Because I said 3-1 in the Control, 6-2 in the S&D, right? You got to look at those statistics and try to figure out, was it just a little bit of an off game here? Are they really that much more dominant in those sort of game modes? Of course, we will find out, but we can have a recap for everybody checking out this game and this broadcast so far as we go over. This is how it has worked out. And I tell you something, we were talking about the hard points, very, very close. Apocalypse hard point was the first, 250 to 234. Raid Search and Destroyed 6-2. Garrison Control 3-1. And then another close hard point, 250 to 226. So the game sobriety runs have been hard points and been close. Trash Bros have won the other two game modes. Ton, it's time you weighed in.
I mean, the fact that they won the S&D previously fairly comfortably on Raid, that kind of gives you an indication to something heading into map number 5. It's hard to say though. You know, look, both teams have got very, very good players on them. It's again what we were speaking about at the top of the show in Europe specifically. Every game we go into, we're kind of learning on the go for it, as we usually do with the Elite Challengers. Things change up so often between a lot of these rosters that it's hard to predict which way they're going to go when you jump in. You've got a good idea, but heading into this one, I mean, you would think Trash Bros if you were logically thinking, but Sobriety Gaming, you never know. You really never know. We could be going to an Express. It could be their stronger pick. They've got good S&D players on that roster as well. It's a very, very difficult one to see. But for Sobriety Gaming, looking at, again, some of the players on that roster, as Ellen mentioned, Brack and Emery are not players we haven't seen too much of, full stop, this year. I'm sure Brack has been. I'm trying to think, had he been in Elite Challengers at this point? Has he even been involved on this level? I'm going to actually have to check because, if I'm honest, I don't think he has been. I really don't. The qualifiers.
I feel like I haven't seen that. I'm sure there are many people going to correct us.
No,
he has. No, he's been in the qualifiers, and this is the first time that he qualified. This is the first time we've seen Brack on Challengers Elite at all, which is so surprising considering how good he has been the past couple of years for whatever team he has been on.
Yeah, well, I suppose we can keep an eye on him when we go into this game, which I think is just about ready. Will be Express, Search and Destroy. Ellen, you kind of sat on the fence here, so I'll ask Ton. Any gut feeling?
I mean, you have to go with Trash Boys. You would have to go in that direction. It's hard to say no because of the previous S&D win, but other than that you haven't really got much to go on here. Let's see how it goes. Honestly, with it being Express as well, it's another Black Ops 2 map. It's plays like in a similar sort of sense of you've got two different sites that are very much hit heavy. Let's see if they can get it done, though. I mean, who knows? May the best man win, Bryce. I don't.
Well, let's find out, as we won't go into this game because it's a wonderful draw. So what we will do is instead take a little bit of a tangent, right? Because obviously that game is going to have to now be a reset as we kind of go through it. Ton, when we talk about Express, Search and Destroy here, I feel like this is one of these rare search maps where there's not really a favored bomb site a lot of the time. Do you think that's simply because of the way that teams like to adapt to this map, or because of the risk rewards around both bomb sites?
I think it's, typically on an Express, it's the very offensive rounds that you're going to go into. You're going to see a lot of aggressive pushes coming in towards those mid-map positions. And both bomb sites are similarly placed, really, in a certain sense, aren't they? They're slightly past that little bit of cover at midpoint. So if you can find those in opening picks, that's kind of what you need to do on both bomb sites. So you can kind of just play around and sort of say, right, okay, well, we can go to either one. It's kind of the same plan for both. I do like it though, because it does sort of give those chaotic rounds right in the middle of the map. We seen it firsthand in Europe beforehand when we watched Mavericks take on completely missed. It was the originals. Yeah, okay, sorry. The team name just completely escaped my brain. But it was just constant hit after constant hit after constant hit. It's very much about momentum. If you can get some of these rounds swinging in your favor, then all of a sudden you're feeling it. You start challenging in the middle. As far as which bomb site to go to, though, I kind of like A, just because of the trains and the outplay potential in and around that area. I think that's just one of those where it's in and out of windows, onto the tracks, or up top into the tickets as well. There's so many different routes you can play around that. So the outplay potential's there a little bit more around that site. So I like that one. Either way, I like the map. I think, all the Black Ops 2 maps that have been brought in are some of the favorite maps on the game. I know there's only been the 2 so far, but of course Standoff now coming in as the 3rd. I'd imagine we're going to see that a lot as well. But I think it just shows how good the Black Ops 2 maps were. The fact that they have been able to transition, how long ago was Black Ops 2 now then? That would have been
9 years.
9 years now? I mean, 9 years later, they've stood the test of time.
I just pulled that number out of my hat.
Oh, okay. Well, I was taking that as absolute gospel there. So
you just got to sound confident. That's the key. Sound confident. People believe you. That's all you ever need to do. Since
you were right, disgustingly.
You were right.
See, knowledge. No, I was never guessing. It was always knowledge.
Yes.
To take another tangent while we wait for this game, because that's a fun thing to do, I have another very important question. Possibly the most important question we have. Are the names in Challenge League getting worse?
Yes.
They are, right? I'm not imagining it. Every time I come to this, these are just worse. It's like they tried to start at the beginning and have serious team names, and now it's almost like a competition of who can have the silliest, or what random words can we just slam together and outdo.
Yeah. I think I said hot tub time machine earlier, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
it's hot tub meta. Like I don't know what is hot tub.
They are getting that.
Yeah.
It's just a challenge with no walls. Obviously, they don't have to worry about brand. They just pick whatever team name they like, and obviously,
it was
Hot Tub Meta, I
worse
think,
than-
has to be the worst.
Bring back Mocky Mocky.
Well, yeah, you got Mocky Rocky, but then Hot Tub Meta, where they just literally had entered and smashed their keyboard to bits with just loads of random letters in a row. It was DFH, SFG, JFDJ. That's worse than Hot Tub Meta.
That was their original team name as well, wasn't it? Because we looked at why somebody spammed something in the notes we have. Backstage, we have all the team schedules.
I don't think they have
a team. Is that?
I don't think they have an official. They don't have an official logo, but the one on COD Gamepedia. Shout out to those guys and the fantastic work they do.
They do have a logo. It's them in a hot tub. They do have a logo. I don't know why we're not. I don't know if it's not been submitted or it's not in the right format. But technically, they have a logo. It is those 4 players in a hot tub. So we'll see. If that actually gets added at some point. But I just had to bring it up. Every time we end up seeing these, I feel like we're reaching peak. I dread to think what the next 2 stages are. By the way, it terrifies me to think of what comes next when they realize if any of the teams who don't have a name go into the tournament, we can just say whatever we want, right? We've already come to this point. Let's just keep on going further.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it wasn't just an amalgamation of letters, to be honest with you. I'm quite happy we've got a Hot Tub Meta in any sense. But yeah, I'm going to have to be careful not to make any jokes about that all the way through, as mentioned. We don't want to get in trouble. Not yet. We're near the end of the season. We've done so.
Which is the worst? Which is the worst name in North America?
In North America, we have to say Trash Boys, surely. I mean,
Trash Bros.
I think so.
Trash Bros.
Yeah.
Trash Bros. Sorry, not Trash Boys.
I mean, didn't we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last time around? That was a terrible one to always. TMNT. We kept having to say.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I think didn't they have their logo was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, and Fantastic Four. That was another one that we had that was pretty bad.
I'm just
last time in Europe it was fine. It's just this time Europe lets down.
Yeah,
I mean,
right? Amelia Strays. Whoa.
They've kept it. They've got a logo and everything. I don't know what it means.
Well, no, I know, but what does it mean? What are we doing? But
I think that's an org. Isn't that the name of the org? I think that's the name.
No, I know, but what does it mean? Like Amelia Strays? What? What do you right? Who sat down and thought, right, okay, let's make a gaming organization. What do you want to call it? Amelia Strays. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I've just Googled it. I figured we've got time. I'm looking, and funny enough, this team comes up as the top result. I can't find it anywhere. Obviously, it just goes as the Team Amelia. And I wonder if there's a reason for it. I'm going to go through everything here. I cannot find
We should
anything.
ask Watson. He'll be.
We should ask Watson, really. That would make sure. They've got a hashtag, Howl with us. So, other than that, I don't know. If you do know, then, feel free to put in the YouTube chat. Obviously, we are just waiting on this game to go through. And I don't usually do this, but I'll tell you what the problem is. There's been a fuse blown by one of the players. So, we are waiting for a reset to get into this current game. And I suppose that brings us on to another tangent I've gone to in we are just waiting now. I'm not gonna. Here's another tangent. What's the craziest reason for a delay you've ever had in any sort of gaming thing?
Oh,
I had a broadcast last week where I had 3 power cuts in an hour. So I ended up buying basically what is a 180 quid battery that now sits at the back of my desk. Genuinely, it's what it is. It's called an uninterrupted power system. It sits at the back
for the
of my desk
American,
now.
for the Americans, quid is pound.
Right, yes, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes. I'm glad we got it.
Wait.
Oh, thank God.
Enough.
Oh, we're
Enough
starting.
silly tangents. Enough of going off the record and just saying whatever we want to. This game is going to start.
I was going to
I'm
answer
sure
your question,
people are
Bryce.
very happy.
I was gonna say mine is just when a team was started when they weren't supposed to.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh, that's a. You didn't
All
have to bring
right.
that one up. Let's move swiftly on. The Search and Destroy is going to start here. Trash Bros versus Sobriety Gaming. And at the moment, you already see Sobriety Gaming starting off 4-2. It's been Mock and Hollow that try to lock this one down.
Good start for Sobriety as they have 3 down and Hollow. Very tough situation. A 1 versus 4. And again, Sobriety knows the bomb's down, and that's almost near impossible. Taking it in an easy fashion there. 1-0.
Oh, that's the way to start back up after a little bit of a delay, I suppose.
Yeah.
We'll see whether or not the other team can, of course, fight back into this. But I suppose the difference between this game and the end was we haven't really had the build-up of the games before. We'll have to see how it ends up going. Of course, Trash Bros last time around won this 6-2 on, I believe it was Raid Search and Destroy. So Sobriety Gaming looking to make sure they can do a little bit better this time and probably win the map. So we're on board with them now. Em Ruiz looking to try and clear every single corner here around lockers. Rack's going to be pushed, though. Has to try and get away. You point going for him. Jintroid will eventually get it down. And now Mock trying to go Overwatch here. That bomb is going. I think they also got... Oh, my goodness. What a shot.
Real manages to get away with his life, but... Now, beautiful shots onto Mock, but overall, it's Trash Bros. Easily retake for them as... Jintroid with a 2 streak. Not bad from him. And I was gonna say that last round, it was Em Ruiz and Brack who had 2 kills. I know we were just talking about it before the game started that, we haven't really seen them in a while. We haven't just seen them play, but not looking too bad here in the Challengers Elite.
It certainly
But
is
both
not.
teams.
Let's see how this one plays out, though. Of course, on the attack with the Trash Bros, Jintroid currently on the sticks. And going to go straight down. There's a big B hit coming in for them. There's going to be one player to try and defend it. It's going to be Braxton spraying through it. Doesn't actually get a kill. And we'll slow them down just a little bit. I don't know whether or not they're going to fully commit to it here. Now they've lost a player. And that bomb is going to go down. A retake here for Sobriety Gaming. And oh my goodness, Monk manages to get in the elevator and hits that glass bang. Now a 3 versus 3. Looking slightly better for Trash Bros.
With that bomb down at hand too, Sobriety Gaming is going to have to figure out a way to retake this site as Trash Bros pretty much has every single lane cut down, and Hollow on the other side takes down Em Ruiz and now 2 Real. Trying to find a way, but he's getting baited out. Azuli just takes him down, and now Spoof, last alive, answers up in a 1 versus 1. He's weak. He knows exactly where Hollow is, and he goes for the challenge. He tags him up, but Hollow able to get the kill and shots connected, but not enough time to get the defuse. Trash Bros overall just able to hold out long enough to blow up that bomb site. Now leading 2-1.
Well, comes down to 1v1, and it turns out playing alive sometimes better than winning the gunfight. Trash Bros walking away with it. You are very correct there, Ellen. And that can be the danger, especially I always find if you don't have any B control, it's the one that's harder to kind of retake in a quick fashion. You can see Spoof desperately trying to get that kill. And I'm actually surprised they make it. Both teams, both players actually end up challenging with the pistols, but it will of course be Spoof that comes out on top. So, with Sobriety Gaming on the attack here, can they convert? Bearing in mind, this is map 5. There's nothing else after this for this very first win. We see M. Ruiz going with his teammates, and this is an A hit from them this time, and Trash Bros have picked wrong. They've gone all the way towards B. That information is now there. They know nobody is here. And already see the players backing up. The minimap resetting as they try to get this pinch forward. Bomb not down quite yet. Now going through it, planning on the offside. You can now tell they're going to try and hold it. Already tons of trophies going down. Retake for Trash Bros now.
Brack, knowing these players are pushing forward, is really does tag him up just a little bit, but Brack able to wait to get him in his life, and now Emery's. No, these players are pushing to the front, but Yuli left alone in a situation with Mock where he's got to try to retake this point. Only 17 seconds remain, and now Mock last alive. Doesn't manage to be able to connect, but Sobriety Gaming answering back now. Both teams just two titans fighting right now. To the death. 2-2. Just overall, I mean, I know we didn't see the previous matches, but pretty much from what we've seen so far, they look for as far as teamwork goes, they look pretty even. But Spoof having a really good game right now on a 5 streak.
Well, let's
see if we can continue that.
Spoof looking to try and make an impact in this one. Streaks will certainly help here at least a little bit. And now playing an angling train. Going to see Gintroy, but Gintroy guns him before he can do anything. And that will be first blood. Trash Bros now looking to convert that. Problem being, as you can already tell, Sobriety Gaming has a few players ready and waiting to shut down any push. Patience may be name of the game here. As Trash Bros try to figure out where they need to go. 50 seconds on the clock. But they do have the advantage.
The push is going to start to come through now. Yuli just barely hanging on with his life. Sobriety Gaming kind of just dancing around this point. Just waiting patiently, but bomb is down. 28 seconds remain. How exactly is Trash Bros going to pull this one off? It's going to be tough, but Brack, it's been the thorn in the side. It seems like this game is with ease. Sobriety Gaming, just take him out.
Wow, another tense end towards this one as both teams were training all over the place. And bearing in mind Trash Bros got that first blood as well. Weren't able to convert it. And that's sometimes the issue there. If you don't have map control, which they didn't, you just don't get to check every single corner. But Sobriety Gaming taking the lead and getting more rounds they did in the last Search and Destroy anyway. And they will now be on the attack, looking for that first break. And it does seem like they're going towards A. A few members of Trash Bros will be here to meet them though. Ruiz going straight into it, going to be looking for them straight out of it. And that's a double stack from them. Double A coming in. Ruiz will get away with his life though. Not able to go down here as well, but Ali up top. Going to fight both. The hip fire comes good. And now big advantage to Trash Bros.
And Ruiz gonna try to inch his way over to get a pick. He does manage to take out Mock, but Hollow instantly knows where he's at. Now Ruiz in a very tough situation. So he gets tagged up from all players of Trash Bros, and Yuli now 3 kills for that round. Tie it up 3-3. Great plays. Yeah, this is a very good play from him.
Oh.
Perfect timing.
I think you got him in the foot. I think you got him in the foot with that hip fire. I might have actually been able to get away otherwise, but still, it works. 8-4 company for Yuli. 3 streak at the moment, and he was already pointing towards what looks like a B push. Yeah, you can see the call coming. 3 already jumped down, 1 going through the tunnel.
Oh.
And eventually Brack again makes the same play. It's the same wall bang, and that is first blood. And that has stopped the push one more time. Brack going off once more. Finds Gintroid. Doesn't need to. Got his teammate there one more time. He's going for the push. Hollow's going to be around this corner, and it will be Brack to just continue spraying. And that's 3 for him, and that's the round. Pretty simple, Ellen.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was pretty simple. That was pretty much Brack right there. Free fire through the wall. Takes out Yuli. Challenge on Mock. Cleans up the kill. His teammate is there for the help. And then Hollow obviously shot. He knew instantly where his position was. That was just straightforward. Straightforward, easy teammate trades there too. So, Sobriety Gaming making it almost look too easy that last round. And for the most part, we've been seeing them push for that A site. I was going to say, maybe we'll see a B this time around, but looks like the aggression's going to come towards that A site. But the aggression's also coming in from Trash Bros. They have to worry about both Gintroid and Yuli on the flank.
Managed to win that first kill against Yuli. Ends up dropping down, super weak. But his teammates will be picking it up as well. Sobriety Gaming doing a great job so far. Back to 2 versus 3 though. Hello, playing some crazy angles. And Brack throwing shoulders up top, but it's not going to be enough. Season Ruiz down bottom as well. And they have to try and defuse. Mock coming the other direction. It's not going to be easy for them to break this. Lots of shoulders being thrown.
20 seconds left. Hollow gets taken out by 2 real. 2 real easy cleanup. 2-piece. Now leading 5-3. Sobriety is definitely making a statement here. So, Trash Bros, although it seemed like it was pretty close in the beginning, it seems like the lead's just kind of taken away from them. I mean, they're going to have to answer back now. On the attacking side, Hollow and Mock not particularly having the best game, so they're really going to have to fire it up now. And
oh, that's not a good
interesting
start.
to see how they. Yeah, I was going to say, I
bomb.
think they missed the bomb there. Now already the trades come in, so now we're already left in a 3 versus 3.
Well, they're now making a push towards this A site. Can they get in here before any reinforcement for Sobriety Game shut it down? And you can already see Mock now coming up as well. They're going to be looking for a plant here. It goes up top to try and hold this off. You can see already they will know that this bomb is going down. The flank coming in from Brack could be deadly, and it is going to be. Mock ends up going down as well. 2 real trying to take down Gintroid. Is he going to go for the challenge? No. The player gets away. It's a 2 versus 3. Bomb down. Brack's found Gintroid as well. He's going to see him, but he does get taken down. There's a team shot coming through. Early trying to take down Spoof, and this is chaos as both teams just keep trying to outplay each other. Eventually, not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Oh no. The body shots. The body shots. Oh. And that looks like it's it. Sobriety Gaming, though, coming up with a strong fashion. It looks like they flipped the script. For Search and Destroy, they lost, but they took it here. And what a great dominant fashion. Good game from Brack displayed right there.
Yeah, it certainly was as well. And well, there you go. Eventually, Sobriety Gaming walk away with a W. Ton, what did you make of the Search and Destroy?
Just impressive. Just very, very impressive from Sobriety. We said that they had members on that squad who we know are very solid Search and Destroy players, and just a classic game of Search from them. Nothing too crazy to comment on. They clutched up when they needed to. They made the right decisions throughout. Looked like a scary enough team, to be honest with you. Again, it's just very difficult to predict what's going to happen in North America and in Europe at this point. But realistically, we've always got good games on our hands, and I think there'll be a team who continue to do well.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of both teams, actually, as we go through the rest of this stage and see exactly how they rank up against all the best in this one. Of course, you are joining us. We've already had an awful lot of good games, and there are still more to come, of course, on schedule for the evening on this wonderful Challenge Elite broadcast and everything that comes with it. We do have one more official game tonight, but I say official game because we like to jumping about. That was a bonus game. We'll probably have another one for you in just a bit. I believe we have the schedule to take a look at now, unless I've completely and totally missed that wrong. I'm hoping. Yep, I have apparently missed it. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about something else before we get to it here. Oh, there we go. Eventually, we have managed to get it through. Elevate were our first team on stream to get a big win against Amelia Strays. Then Mavericks versus the Originals. Mavericks all the way 3-2. The game we actually ended up seeing, our broadcast game, was the System versus UT Crew, and the System took them down 3-0. I guess that means our next game, and our technically last game coming up on stream, Sobriety Gaming versus LAG Academy, is next. And if everything plays out in a wonderful pattern, it will be a 3-2. But we'll find out if that ends up being true. Don't go anywhere. We will see you right after this break for more action in Challengers Elite North American region.
You off, haven't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Challengers Elite here. Call of Duty is ready, willing, and already been pretty entertaining. My name is Bryce, joining me here, of course, Tan and Ellen, as we bring you our last scheduled game of the night. It is going to be Sobriety Gaming versus LAG, and I am looking forward to it for several reasons. Of course, we've already seen Sobriety have a pretty good showing of it, Ellen, and after winning that first game, I'm sure they're going to be in a good mood for the second. Here are the maps, though. Apocalypse, Hardpoint, Moscow, Search and Destroy, Checkmate, Control, Raid, Hardpoint, and Miami, Search and Destroy. Ellen, how do you think it's going to go?
Well, like you said, Sobriety Gaming, coming off from that win on Trash Bros 3-2, probably are going to definitely be hot coming into this one. But on the other side, so is LAG Academy. They essentially took Easter down 3-0, which, you know, that comes as a surprising fashion. So I think they just kind of have some of the same specs behind them. Both teams, obviously, kind of just coming off of wins. So being undefeated here, I just think that they're both going to come on with some heat. But if I had to take a look at both teams, if I had to look at who LAG Academy beat and then look at who Sobriety Gaming beat, I'm going to say that LAG Academy might take this one here. Again, beating a team like Easter is no easy feat, but not only that, they dominated in 3-0 fashion. So, other way I could definitely eat my words, because obviously we never know what happens, but that's going to be my favorite pick for this one.
Well, let's find out. It looks like this very first game is about to be underway. Sobriety Gaming and LAG Academy about to face off on Apocalypse. Hardpoint are casters for this game, of course. Tan and Ellen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Brycey, and this should be an interesting one. Sobriety Gaming, obviously, we've just seen them come off the back of a very, very solid win. But going up against LAG Academy, it's maybe a little bit of a taller order, isn't it? LAG Academy with a 3-0 win over Easter. In pretty convincing fashion, it has to be said here, Ellen. So, as you mentioned, kind of lean towards LAG Academy on this one, but honestly, we don't know where the limit is for a lot of these teams just yet, but I'm sure we'll start to figure it out a little bit more as time does go on. Sobriety Gaming are the ones who start off maybe a little bit better, but it is about this fight over towards back gold, and looks like Mental going to get away with the first kill here. And just to maybe go off tangent a little bit, a lot of noise was made about Mental, obviously coming from another title in Gears of War and then over to COD, and it's taken him a little bit of time to find the heights that a lot of people thought he would. But here he is on the Challengers Elite stage in a very solid team who are now in the lead by about 20 points.
Yep, and that was a huge kill that he had there on Brack as he solidified the spawns for his team. And now LAG Academy overall, not a bad start for them as fights come in. And overall, holding control over this point, as Brack is going to look to try to find an opening as he does just that as his sticky goes in to exceed. But LAG Academy still in control over the spawns as the floods do come in through the front for Sobriety. No one necessarily going around. And
it's a hard push.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough push and it looks like a tough break, but LAG Academy strong in this one as they're going to start to kind of push through and rotate over to the next, and the fights are going to come down, and M. Ruiz still alive here, but going to have to worry about Nero as he takes him out. But Spoof trying to answer back. It looks like they had the early rotation, but LAG Academy ever looking so strong right now in this hard point.
Yeah, you kind of want to be where Sobriety Gaming are, though, for these next few hills. 3, 4, and 5 all kind of want to spawn towards the backside here. Right now, though, they need to concentrate on staying alive. Brack's doing a good job of doing that. Finding 2 kills, can't quite find the third. Nero will come in there and pick that one up. LAG Academy, though, breaking through far too easily. You can see the kill feed. Which way is it going to go in just a second? The leaderboards, though, more in favor of LAG Academy. Exceed if it can pick up this final kill. They'll be looking good for some more points here, but still ticking them up. That's a hell of a lead to kick things off. 25 seconds or so remaining on the third hill here. And LAG Academy are about to break 100 points. It's a solid rotation out of Sobriety. They want to lock this down, get some solid time in. Over towards Statue. But that is not the scoreline you want to have to come back from after only 3 hills here, Ellen.
Yeah, and I liked that push from LAG Academy there. There was although there was about 14 seconds left, but the remaining time, they just kind of gave up and they pushed for that new spawn. And now left alone, Nero does get taken out in the back, and overall Sobriety Gaming does have control over the spawn, but LAG Academy still holding on to time as the slaying power is just looking pretty strong for them.
Just far too easy for them to break in there. They came from just 2 different angles and pinched very successfully. Can Sobriety get themselves back in here? 2 real helping out. Mox finds 2 before falling. LAG, I mean, look, if you're Sobriety Gaming there, you rotated nice and early for that one. LAG broke in far too easily and stole away 15 or 20 points. Now we can see LAG on the outer side of the map trying to make the rotation round to try and get hold of these spawns, but Sobriety ready and waiting. And Ruiz putting the shots down. Does have a teammate here as well, but Nero over the top.
Oof.
Wasn't expected to be there. The break comes through and stopped them getting a couple of points towards the end. And look how deep Sobriety have just spawned. LAG Academy are going to be able to pick up 10 or 15 points completely uncontested here, Ellen.
Yep. Sobriety Gaming looking to answer back. It's just very, very tough when you have Mox roaming around the map, pushing them back as far as possible. But kills come in. Sobriety Gaming answering back. Now Exceed. I'm not sure exactly. That looked like Ruiz was still climbing up on the ladder. Yeah, that was an interesting kill. Looked like he killed him with his pants. But Sobriety Gaming now ultimately have this point on this time. But Nero trying to answer back as he pushes in with Mental, and now cleared out. They do solidify that scrap time, and overall Sobriety Gaming did get a little bit of good time on that, but now the contest is going to be coming down through these mid-map lanes, and Brack is going to encounter LAG Academy pushing through this.
It's just about the rotation here, though, isn't it? That P2 is, well, the money hill, both figuratively and actually. Obviously, gold in and around the area, and it is very much that money hill on this map, or can be. So he was going to try and keep a hold of these spawns. Sobriety Gaming not in a bad spot to be doing so right now, but LAG Academy starting to make the pushes through hurt. Makes it very difficult. Mox gets underneath. Can they keep him away? It was actually Nero. Mox in the middle. They do deal with Nero though, nonetheless. 25 seconds or so remaining, and if you are LAG Academy, you need to think about rotating, need to think about trying to get past. Takes a flurry of kills, which they are yet to find. It's always the trade coming in from Sobriety. You can see they're spawning out towards Statue side. Are they going to be able to get through? It's all about tomb control here, and this is what LAG Academy are attacking for, Ellen.
Yep. Big gunfights are going to come in now between Brack and Real. Exceed the rest of his squad as he melts Brack just as like that. 2-piece comes in, but now Mox left alive. Looks like LAG Academy do manage to clear out the point, and Spoof left alone with his teammates spawning out now. As LAG Academy just dominates.
Oh, dead.
That's all dead for Sobriety Gaming now, spawning out on the opposite side of the map.
Yep, not good. Because Mental can make his way forward. Try and find kills on this rotation. Over towards the outer side of the map. Kills in the middle is going to be Nero. Should find 1 or 2 real. Predict Spoof as well. Well played by Nero. Really good awareness. Isn't going to be able to find the 3rd, but Mental will be there to clean things up. This has been so clinical from LAG Academy. 220 they are about to hit, and they've got control of P3. Which is going to come through from Sobriety, though, and they will be able to find 3 themselves. Mox is the only one there in any position to do anything. Just going to play his life.
Yep, he just needs to hold out a little longer for his team to come, and he does get that kill onto Spoof, and now he's going to look to try to pinch onto this hill, but he gets taken out by Ruiz, and now it's Exceed. And just slide away with his life, but 2 Real there cleans up the trade. Now Sobriety Gaming looking to answer back here as 2 Real just kind of roaming around, trying to see who can catch down with his pants down. Now on a 6 spree. Sobriety Gaming might have a chance here, but they're going to absolutely have to play a perfect hard point They want to swing the lead back into their favor.
Yep. Even with that good hold, it's still 90 points away. Can Too Real potentially get a hold of streaks here? Because they could be massive potentially on this hill. Brack's going to find the kill on the Mendel here. Trying to make the push through. They're trying to give something to Too Real, I think, or try and keep him alive at least. I'm curious if he is trying to make any sort of push here. He is inside the point. Middle control for LAG Academy is kind of what they see is important here, but they're looking for these spawns towards the back. They've got to be careful not to give kills over towards Too Real, though, if at all possible.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Nero gets taken out by Ed Ruiz, and Brack still managing to get away with his life. Gets that kill onto Mental now. Sobriety Gaming, this is getting closer and closer. They managed to secure still this side of the map, but LAG Academy fighting through the back now. The streaks are going to come in. Can they connect,
Just
though?
The ping. Just the ping. That's all they went for. Just checked which way they're coming from. Is it going to go down now? Looks that way. Hasn't put anything in yet. Still watching towards the back. It is going to get taken down, though. LAG Academy making the push round from behind. There's about a 100-point difference. Too Real spawns in literally the opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
He's put that down towards the point. I don't know if it's going to find much. Inside the point now, though. LAG trying to get themselves in a good spot. Mendel's going to come in here. Can he find the trade onto Brack? Look at the snap. Oh my goodness. And that's broken it wide open. They've still got time to do it here. Look how far away Sobriety Gaming are. He's going to have to bend this one in if he possibly can.
Oof.
Oh, he gets in there on the Mendel. Nobody inside the point, but eventually LAG are just going to jump back in. 5 points away from them, and Too Real and the boys need to contest. They need to go. They get it done. We will go over towards another set of rotations. Back to the middle, but it's only 5 points away for LAG.
LAG, the battle's coming in now. 4 seconds away. Brack on the point. Does manage to contest it now. He has to worry about underneath, everywhere, every single angle, as he manages to take on 2, but now Sobriety Gaming hold on barely with their life. Only 4 seconds. LAG Academy need to secure the win here. Overall,
They're locking this in.
it looks like they are.
Too Real around the back as well. He's just won a huge fight against Succeed. 10 points away for Sobriety Gaming. This will be some comeback. Morks now needs to make the push. The kills need to come through for LAG. There's 2. It's eventually Sobriety Gaming. They're going to tie things up, but exceed inside of the point, and that might do it. Oh, they got tantalizingly close, did Sobriety Gaming, but 4 points is what separates them in the end of what felt like a very one-sided hardpoint game for the majority. Then Sobriety brought it right back, but it wasn't quite enough. What a good game to kick off the series.
Yeah, that was so close. And if you're LAG, you're wondering how I mean, that lead just started to slowly slip away from them, because I think it was like almost a 200-point deficit. So Sobriety Gaming, though, what a crazy comeback, but LAG managed to close it out.
Yeah, just about though. I think if you are LAG in that one, you would take the positives, but at the same time you'll sort of say to yourself, right, okay, we were so far up, we're going to need an autopsy afterwards of why that didn't work out. The thing is with this map, it really can be so swingy just because of the way the rotations work, because of the spawns, especially hills 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
They're kind of all on the same side of the map. So if you can start to string things together and force the spawns out, you can pick up huge amounts of time.
Yeah, and Sobriety really
I wasn't gonna
had
say uncontested, but yeah, it's
that oh god, you excuse me too. I think I've only actually I'm sometimes I get my call outs mixed up, but over there in the field, they at Sobriety Gaming, essentially they had complete control. I think it was actually right here. They were spread out on all sides of the map. They had Temple, they had the back, they had the Hardpoint. So yeah, just like you said, just getting in that position to where you can push out, break out, and then essentially trap the enemy team, into just one lane. They did such a good job of that, and they were able to pull the comeback.
Yeah, they were able to pull the comeback, but not quite as far as they would have liked. 4 points off in the end. It's hard to bet. It is hard to bet for
Yeah.
them, but nonetheless, they will get the win, LAG, and move into the search and destroy. You just have to wonder how that affects Sobriety Gaming on a mental level, as that is a tough one for themselves as well. I think both teams will be going out of that one actually quite unhappy. I think LAG would have liked to do that like significantly more comfortable than they did.
Right.
And if you're Sobriety Gaming, you're like, 4 points away, so close. But you can't rest on that. They can't, and we can't also. Heading into Moscow, search and destroy, then checkmate, control, and raid, and Miami. Maps 4 and 5. If we do indeed need them. Do you think we'll need them though, Ellen? That's the question. Are we stepping down the barrel with 3-0 here? Or
I don't know.
It was feeling like that.
It was feeling like it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really was. Like, just talking about it, LAG, when you hear that they 3-0'd a team like Easter, and then just starting to watch them and just a dominant fashion at the beginning of that map, like you think, okay, maybe this team might 3-0 this team with these two. So I don't know, bringing it back into that apocalypse, it's like, well, was it a fluke? Was it not? What essentially happened to where it was that lead was escaping away from them. So hopefully not kicking themselves in the head too much as we head into this Moscow. But if you're Sobriety Gaming, even just being down with such a large deficit, they definitely coming into this one, I would imagine, have some sort of memento from that.
Yeah, you would hope so, but let's wait and see which way it does go. Just getting loaded into the lobby for a Moscow search and destroy, which should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Most teams are very adept at this map now, and both bomb sites can be hit. Of course, A is typically the more popular, but B very much one that is viable as well. So interested to see the ARs and if they can find the picks here. I think you look at this one, you would definitely still feel for LAG to go on and win the series, but it's not cut and dry by any stretch of the imagination. Interested though, when we jump into the search and destroy, which way these teams are going to play it.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. You mentioned the
Go
B
on.
and the A sites. I was going to say that do you remember in the beginning when the game, probably back in stage 1, when consistently we would see the A site? We would see the A site pushed every single time. Well, I wonder where they're going to go this time. So it is nice to see that they have been switching it up and now going to B. So we maybe this time around we'll see new strategies, because sometimes teams do tend to watch VOD and then strategies do get out there. So maybe implementing something new we'll see here.
Yeah, I think it's hard to see much different to what we would usually, though, isn't it? Like it gets to the point of where everyone kind of has the same strats, and I don't know what you're saving them for if you've saved them to this point. I think we'll definitely see them coming out on like open final stage, playoff finals, of course, as well. I wouldn't like to say if there's any curveballs, like 4 men down street immediately is maybe not the play I'd go for, but maybe that's one that I haven't seen. But nonetheless, Moscow Search and Destroy now being loaded up. That was a very good map number 1. If we can see a good as map here in map number 2, then we'll be happy. We'll be happy.
You'll definitely be happy as soon as you hit your bed. You sleepy. I know. But LAG Academy now on the attacking side. It looks like we're gonna have an aggressive push towards that A site. Easy first blood. Now that's 2 down for Sobriety Gaming as they make their way onto this A site, but they have 2 real thorn in their side. He manages to take down actually Nero with that nade, but LAG Academy with the trades managed to dominate that A bomb site and quite comfortably, looked like, if I might say. Not a bad start for them.
Yeah, that was a little bit messy, if anything. The way that Exceed's able to push out of escalators, get onto the bomb before he really even finds a gunfight. You'd expect that to be being watched. Nonetheless, LAG will find the round. Sobriety Gaming maybe need to keep an eye on that one. Bit of a posture, from Sobriety Gaming, but you can see LAG completely stacked today.
A little bit of patient push here. Spoof does find a little bit of information, but
Just playing for the picks, aren't they?
yep.
Let's see if they can find one. Oh, Exceed's been spotted, has to get out, but Exceed surviving is good enough for LAG. Gives them that little bit of information. Allows them to maneuver themselves around the map a little bit better to deal with this push when it inevitably does come. Sobriety gaming inside the point now.
Ooh.
Exceed around the outside, gets a little bit of cover on the bus, but there the kills come through as they start to collapse, and it's only Brack who can answer back. 3v2.
Now with only 23 seconds left on the clock, but Spoof last alive in a 1 versus 3 and that bomb site down onto B. Time is a factor here, but with 10 seconds left, everyone's stacked around the bomb site. It's not looking too promising, but he does get a kill on Mental now. 5 seconds left, but again, not a tough time to plant, and Mox is just going to stay tucked away. He doesn't need to peek anything. Now LAG Academy is still taking the lead.
Yeah, Spoof does well here, don't get me wrong. But I think, you know, they just separate at that point, 10 seconds remaining. You know he can't plan. No need to offer yourself up as a lamb to the slaughter. Switching sides now, though. 2-0 to LAG. See if they can continue this on. They'll be feeling good after that close hardpoint win. 2-0 lead in the series with a convincing search and destroy, and well, this one might be done very quickly.
Now on the defensive side, Sobriety Gaming are actually going to stack that A point now this time. LAG Academy decide they're going to just play patient. But we slowly see Mox kind of pushing towards the street side as he gets tagged up by Brack. He's going to back down. He's not going to challenge that. He's kind of actually wait for his teammates to push forward. Exceed the bait and switch. But now the rotation looks like they're going to make their way towards that A site.
Yep. It is the bait and switch. Emery's now. I think he did spot one of the players there. Oh, stopping across.
Bomb's gonna go down.
Sobriety now. Yeah, they're gonna have to try for the retake here. Grenade out towards Metal and Mental, I should say, and the kills start to come through. Trophy system just about saved him there, and 3-0 to LAG now. Looking very comfortable.
Yeah. Nothing too, I mean, essentially just getting that open, that first pick on Brack is just, it always comes down to those first bloods, you know. Once you get that first blood, and it really opens up the map, and able to rotate over to B. Exceed, not having a bad game as he's 5-1 right now. Currently on a 2 streak, so. Let's see on the attacking side what Sobriety Gaming is going to do this time around. Spoof is kind of strong-arming a nade there to see if anyone's on the outer part, but nothing connects. Now Sobriety Gaming looking to have an aggressive mid push here, and both teams just, again, just trying to figure out what they're trying to do. Sobriety Gaming is going to slowly make their way towards the A site, but they have to worry about Mental here, who's going to be on the stop. He does take down one now.
Oh.
2 real gone. Them Ruiz.
Mendel's done so well to defend that site. He's put down so much damage. All of a sudden it is a 2v1. Spoof gonna have to come up with a little bit of magic here. He's got aggressive towards the site. He should be dead. That's 4 in a row for LAG Academy. They are looking rather unstoppable here on Moscow. Mendel coming through, and I want to say that's his second, maybe even third of the round.
Yeah, LAG Academy is
without
teamwork.
a kill, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, LAG Academy is teamwork is very much so outshining right now. Just trading out really well, too. But Mental on a 3 streak, as he was just previously 0-2.
Oh, that's a lot of people spotted towards Eskies. And,
Yeah.
well, that rotation over towards B can come in pretty quickly. Although mid-map control is pretty good for Sobriety if they want to lock in this defense. Oh, Brack is going to be spotted, but Morks is going to know exactly where he is. Brack will find the kill on to Exceed. Spoof onto Morks as well. So this is looking more and more like a Sobriety gaming round, but Nero will find 1 out of the 3 that he needs. 2 more to go. Brack. Oh, good shot's going to come through. 4-1 now.
They needed that. Sobriety really, really needed that. But LAG still looking ever so strong. Now on the attacking
still
side.
a solid lead.
Yeah, still a solid lead.
I don't think they'll be too worried about it yet. But Sobriety Gaming, it's nice for them to get on the board. Defensive side now coming up from LAG. Sobriety looking like they are going to go for the quick air hit. Grenades, everything. Kitchen sink, everything's out. Big push onto the site again. Which position is Mental going to be playing? You just can't beat him in these gunfights where you're challenging around, trying to camera him. It just doesn't happen.
I was going to say.
It does not happen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me.
That's it. It's literally every single time. Like you said, it's Mental. They got to find out a different way to challenge him, or just don't. Go somewhere different. I don't know. It's just he's always winning that. He's always essentially winning that fight there. But now LAG Academy 5-1, picking them off. This is just making it look too easy.
Especially with that close win.
Yeah.
On the hard point, gives them such a good position to be in. Heading into map number 3. A little look here is Mental. Don't think that grenade's going to cause too much havoc.
It's Narrow pushing through the mid, though. I like the setup.
Curious,
Essentially,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, which way is the first kill going to go? That's kind of going to dictate how the round goes itself. Nero's ready to push out. He's ready to jump out. He needs somebody on his team to find something, or is it just going to be the rotation? It looks that way.
Brack is the only one that's at street side posted up, but essentially LAG Academy can just slide right on through that B-bomb site and get the plant down. Brack is actually checking. He's checking his street side too, but now knowing that LAG Academy is there, they do manage to get the plant off, and Sobriety Gaming is going to have to figure out how they're going to take this one.
Too Real finds a kill on the flank, though, which makes things very, very difficult. If you're LAG, Too Real finds another, and there you go. That's a perfect collapse. So when Too Real finds that first one towards the backside, in and around office, it makes things super, super difficult for LAG. You got 15 different directions you have to watch where they're going to be pushing from 5-2.
Oh, yeah. Surprised that it didn't anticipate the push through, but that was a very, very, very good plays from Too Real. And like you said, it just really allowed them to retake that site just with him getting those opening picks on the flank, and kind of sends LAG Academy reeling like, okay, we know that someone's flanking, but okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, maybe we do have a potential issue. We'll get it figured out as soon as possible. Not quite sure why it was ended. I don't know if I missed somebody disconnecting or something along those lines. But
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find out exactly what's going on very, very shortly. But of course, getting towards the end of that game as well, I'll be interested to see what has happened. We will figure it out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Looks like everybody's still in the lobby, so I'm not too sure, but we'll keep you up to date with what is going on. Moscow Search and Destroy. It was 5-3 I do believe it. Sounds like somebody's game is froze.
2. Was it 5-2?
I'm not too sure.
5-2.
actually.
It's 5-2. So yeah.
Was it 5-2 specifically?
5-2, and LAG is on defense. So.
Well, that's what the players are saying anyway, but we'll get it figured out. And nonetheless, it looks like one of the players.
I think it. I thought.
Freeze. Was it not 5-3?
Well, no, that would have been right because it was 5-1. They just lost that round, and then they just planted. LAG was the one that planted. So
right,
yeah,
okay, I see.
Yeah, that should be right. Okay. I was like, okay, I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. We'll get everything sorted out and hopefully back into this game, but you need to get this figured out, and then we should be able to jump back in. But I'm curious to see what the results have been going on across the rest of North America, if we could get those filled in as well, because things have been interesting today on this side of the pond, at least anyway, or on both sides of the pond, I should say. I think the big one for me, obviously, is Easter losing 3-0 to this LAG roster. It's a questionable one, isn't it? You sort of think Easter should be going through and be confident all the way through.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, you were asking about the other games. I was going to say that it looks like Easter and the system are both tied in the series 2-2. And they're on Express Search and Destroy. Zed's home, of course. And system is up 3-2.
Wow.
So
very, very close game.
That's another kind of surprising factor from Easter, right? Just starting off day one, essentially potentially being down 0-2 in the overall elite series. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is strange considering where they were last season, of course. But we're back into it. I believe we'll be starting from 5-2. Teams are mixed up at the top of the screen because they had to make sure they were on the right sides, of course. So Sobriety and LAG, swap them over. Players are actually the same, but team names are incorrect. And there's going to be Sobriety making a big hit towards B. Exceed will find the first kill. Spoof will trade that one out. Sobriety Academy, they're just going to continue to run forward.
Now Sobriety Gaming just working to plant this B site potentially, but and Ruiz, you see, is kind of shoulder checking everything, making sure everything's clear and good to go for the plant. Now Mox in the back, but LAG Academy is going to have to work this retake now. Plant does come in. Mental cautiously checking his corners, does see memories, his feet. And Nero does clean up the kill on that now. LAG Academy, but Spoof last alive. Looking very difficult. It's 22 seconds left, and Mental kind of knowing where he is, playing ring around the Rosie, and has his teammate there to clean him up. And LAG Academy, again, in a very dominant fashion, win that, and that's it. Even though it does say Sobriety Gaming, a promise, it's LAG Academy. And now leading the series 2-0.
There's a 6-2 win on the Search and Destroy, and as mentioned, a 2-0 win, a 2-0 lead in this series. Of course, the second one of the night here in North America. If you can't tell, the bags under their eyes are growing as the minute goes on. But yeah, fantastic from LAG once again. Just their ability to retake, their ability to be aggressive, they're holding the right lines on the defensive side of things. They just look really, really good, and are definitely a shoe-in for the North American Season 3 here in Elite Challengers. But what a performance that was. Very well played. I mean, it was Mental, the guy that was kind of leading the way. We saw a few amount of first bloods, etc.
Yeah, definitely. And
if you can find them all the time, it just makes things so much easier.
Right. It just their teamwork is just, it looks so good, especially compared to even just the last stage and just making those adjustments with Mox, because originally this LAG Academy squad was looking pretty strong when they had Chino. Obviously they lost Chino because Chino went up to Pro League, and then now, making the adjustments with Mox, they weren't looking necessarily the as good as they were, but now it looks like they're back in top form, making those simple adjustments, whatever they needed to do, and just coming into this just for stage 4, they're just looking so dominant.
Yep, let's see if we can continue it though. in a certain way, they probably would be expected to beat Sobriety anyway. It's when it's going to be coming up against your UT Crew or LAG Academy, against Built by Gamers, etc. It's those top 4 teams that are all going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But already
Agreed.
dealing with one of them. Already dealing with one.
Yep. Not to mention just in a 3-0 fashion, it's so unbelievable because, you know, you just look at a team again like Easter and you just don't expect it. So for the most part, I mean, this is only day 1, so, you know, there's still much more COD to be played, but just from this first day so far, so good. Whatever their LAG Academy is doing, clearly they're doing correct.
Yeah, doing it very, very well. That 250-246 scoreline in map number 1 maybe flatters Sobriety Gaming a little bit more than anything. Really was LAG all the way through, and there was just a couple of different hills that Sobriety got a hold of towards the end. But checkmate on control. This is another interesting one where the defense usually reigns king.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, it seemed like in that even in the Hardpoint, I know the lead change, I mean, essentially kind of carried away from LAG, but it just seems overall too, they seem, from watching the Search and Destroy, they seem very well what's the word, disciplined. You know what I mean by that? They just seem like a very disciplined team, and just even if they do make a mistake, they seem to kind of clean it up, and, you know, they just can capitalize from that. But going into this checkmate, I really expect to see like some of those plane battles, very important plane battles and AR battles, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if Sobriety Gaming can kind of just chalk up those last 2 maps and going into this with a clean slate, maybe we'll see a turnaround. But gosh, it's just from LAG, just how strong they're looking right now. And again, just knowing that they just beat a team like Easter, I wouldn't be surprised just to see another potential 3-0 sweep. I think just coming into this, they're going to have that fire, have that passion, because, you know, they really want it this time around. You know, this is a team that hasn't necessarily had the best success all year, you know, just basically making stage 3, but overall, just again, going from 64th to 32nd to getting, you know, just not having the best placings all year, and now finally seeing some success from the squad, and you love to see it.
The success finally coming at towards the business end of the season, if you like. Not too far off, are we? Got one more season of Elite Challengers after this one, of course, which has just started. And then, of course, Champs towards the end of the year. God knows when that is going to be. God knows where it's going to be. Everything may be getting that little bit better across the world right now. Is it good enough? That's the question.
Yeah.
I want to get back to LAN, Ellen. I want to get back.
I know. I do too. I miss seeing everybody, but next month in June, it's a start for at least for the Pro League, but maybe we'll see it here very soon. But back in this game, Sobriety Gaming and leading in the kills, but LAG Academy, we have Nero just trying to answer back on the attacking side, but Sobriety Gaming,
2 ticks at B.
Yeah, have 2 ticks at B, like you said, but they're making their way towards that A site.
Yeah, it's not a bad start, those 2 ticks at B at all. You take that all day long. Meaning one good push will get you a hold of B. He is kind of out of sight now a little bit.
Yeah, and overall, it just kind of does look like LAG Academy does have a little bit more map control here, but Brack finds a little bit of information over on that A Street side as he's kind of desperately trying to find Nero, and Nero takes him down. So now solidifying that street. There's some action going in on at B, is trying to run around Mox. Mental, clearing off the point. And now LAG Academy again. 28 seconds remain for Sobriety as they're kind of trapped in their spawn, as LAG Academy again just look like they have overall map control.
They do. Spawns on their side of things as well. They can choose just to trade out these kills, although Nero is not going to let that happen. There's 2 in a row from him. Just looking down this side, it's to spawn them towards the back right. Right into the gunfire if needs be. There's 3 more kills. There is surely round number 1 over to LAG. That is the defensive round though. So there is that part of it. However,
yeah, that's true. That's true. That being essentially more the favorable or easier side. Now LAG Academy is going to have to attack back, and this is going to be really very big deciding round, especially if you're Sobriety Gaming. I mean, being down 0-2 in the control and then being down 0-2 in the series, the pressure is definitely on for them right now. But Nero not having a not too bad of a game as he's on a 5 streak and currently 6-2. See if he can keep this up.
It's the attacking round that LAG need to get under their belt, isn't it? That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
And anyone can win a defense
Exactly.
on a checkmate. It's the attacking side you need to get a hold of. Trophy management, not necessarily the best there. Going for zone 8, get that one done and dusted, then go from there. But we can see that Sobriety not in a bad spot to defend this here, Alan.
Not bad indeed, and Brack just pushes right on in there, and he has his help of his teammates, so A's cleared out. Only 1 tick of progress in there for LAG Academy, but Brack is doing not too shabby of a job locking down this A street, as he does get tagged up a little bit, but...
Yeah. Scary for LAG.
Yep.
Very scary. They've been pinned back in. This is good work from Sobriety. Couple more pushes in them, and that is it for LAG. The lives obviously on the side of Sobriety Gaming, although it is a very small difference. But is this the break that's going to come through? Exceed finds the first. It opens the floodgates for Nero to come on in, and now they have control of the plane. Emery's putting shots down where he can. Oh, that's one that 2 really you think should probably be winning. And all of a sudden, A is now completely wide open. This one should be captured. 25 seconds to go, and that is definitely going to bump up.
Yep. A tick of progress coming in. It looks like they're for LAG Academy now, securing that time. They were so close, but lives still in favor of Sobriety Gaming now. It was even. Now that's 3 down for LAG Academy. Is Exceed gonna try to get a little bit of map control here as he's trying to find some teammates off guard. That's 3 down. 3 down, excuse me. Enemies off guard. His teammates picked up the 3. Spoof last alive in the last alive in the plane, but LAG Academy managed to do a full wipe down, and now Sobriety Gaming trapped in their spawn in that corner.
Oh.
That's 2 down. This is very tough to come out of, but not necessarily.
I mean, LAG are just taking this up quite slowly, you know. They lose another in the plane, and that's going to allow Emery's to make the push through, and Brack will eventually just about stop that second tick coming in for LAG Academy, who still have another stab at this one, though. Even with Nero falling there, he'll get another respawn, and they still have 30 seconds to make this push.
30 seconds left, and you have Mental to worry about on the flank, and now he manages to take out Spoof, and that was a huge kill. Now 20 seconds remain. He's got to figure out a way how to capture this B site. Manages to take out Brack. Now the nades come in. Somehow gets away with his life, but his teammate gets cut down. Now Spoof on the other end of that plane. But Nero fighting desperately for his life. Now 8 seconds remain. Sobriety Gaming may have their first buckle-in win here, but 5-3 in favor of lives. That should be it, and that is it. Sobriety Gaming answer back 1-1.
Hold their defense, but wasn't quite as easy as LAG holding theirs. But still, a good job nonetheless. They did very well of spreading out from the hard point. Put themselves in good positions to do something. Good shots coming here from Mox. yet to see him return to the height of his powers of back in the day in Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I almost thought they had it there. But Spoof on a 4 streak kind of helps to solidify that round there. Let's see what he can do here on the attacking side. Like you said, the attacking side seems to be more the harder of the two. We kind of see why, but LAG Academy already clearing all members down of Sobriety Gaming out, and now Emery's pushing through this yellow crate, gonna look to answer back.
Trying his best to get some sort of mid-map control here, or even control over towards A would be great. LAG just parked up inside of the plane. It makes it so difficult to attack anything.
Oh, I agree. It's just plane control is just so important. Yeah, it's just so important. Now on a 4 streak, mental, just doing just that. Locking down the plane, securing it, and it's just almost impossible. Sobriety Gaming to leave the spawn. You have mental locking down the plane. You have Nero locking down the left lane. Then you have Mox, who's also helping and assisting every lane. It's just LAG Academy is just completely pushed up now. 3 down again for Sobriety Gaming. 16 seconds left remaining on the clock. This is just absolute domination. And I don't know, Todd. I don't know if Sobriety Gaming can come out of this one.
Yeah. This is quite difficult for Sobriety to get anything going there, and that's going to give LAG Academy a very good shot that in around number 5, if we need it, they'll probably have the defensive side. Probably.
Yeah, it's just realistically. Yeah, you see it. Complete plane control, and you know, you just said it's just so important for this map. I just couldn't kill him.
Well then, can LAG Academy close it out with a attacking round? That'd be something, wouldn't it? Could this be a 3-man B hit once again?
Well, it looks to be just that, as LAG Academy is just going to flood right on in, and Mental opening up that first blood on Emery's. That's already 3 down for Sobriety Gaming. Brack left alive. Got to worry about 3 members of LAG Academy onto the point, and I don't know exactly how he's going to break this, but Nero manages to cut him out, and just like that, LAG Academy already secures B, and then Exceed, he's already over
disastrous.
at A.
That's absolutely disastrous for the side of Sobriety, especially the fact that Nero's now bringing in the streaks as well. Oh, this game could be over very, very quickly, but a flurry of kills coming on through. That'll slow down LAG. But still, just A to capture, 2 minutes to do it. There'll have to be questions asked.
Yep. 2 minutes to work with. LAG Academy almost has to capture A, and realistically, they don't need to rush it. Now it's 2 down already for Sobriety Gaming as Mental's making his way. Now that's 3. Excuse to make that. Mental already in that plane control setup, and 2 real. Nice defensive plays from him. As he's pushed up into the LAG Academy's base, but he gets taken down by Mox, and now the base is cleared. The push is gonna come. Brack.
There it comes. Yeah, Brack's done well. They need a flurry of kills though, and they need to pin them back. This is more than doable, but you need some sort of map control. That's the problem. And Ruiz is gonna find a kill though. Trying to elbow 2 for 2, make that 3 for 2, make that 4 for 2, make sure they are all now dead. LAG Academy should be able to lock it in here.
They
3 on
just gotta
the
stack.
point. I just don't know if
That's it.
Sobriety have got the legs
That's
for
it.
it. And that is a 3-0 convincing win for LAG Academy, and they firmly throw their hat in the ring here. Season 4 of the Elite Challengers in North America. That was a very, very good game out of LAG.
It certainly was. Well, what a statement. coming out from LAG. We spoke earlier about, well, they took down Easter. What does it mean? How good is this team? Well, Sobriety Gaming also had a win earlier on, and LAG handled them pretty easily. Alan, what would you say was probably the biggest difference between the two teams then? Because obviously there did seem to be a cut above.
Between between Easter and...
LAG and Sobriety.
Oh, the difference between the two? Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, just the teamwork that LAG Academy displayed, I just felt like as a unit, they were just moving so well together and just picking up each other's trades. And all players overall were just doing their due diligence. It seemed like Sobriety Gaming, their subs, and I know their ARs weren't necessarily slaying out the best. So they just need a couple of players just need to kind of step it up and overall just tighten it some of their gameplay, and I think they'll just be fine. But I mean, they made it here for a reason, right? I mean, I'm not saying don't count them out yet. There's just a couple of things that they have to work on.
Yeah, there certainly is, and I think that's kind of telling at this stage of the game here, because realistically, LAG Academy, right, after two big wins for them, it's almost too soon to say, but at the same time, you know, there's only so many games we're going to end up playing, but LAG Academy already looking like a team we need to keep an eye on, not just for today and tomorrow, but potentially for the entire thing, Ton.
Yeah, especially considering at the beginning of the show, we were talking about how good we thought Easter had looked recently. They went 0-2 today. So, I mean, that puts them right back immediately. LAG 2-0. You look at the boys with Zed and Co. They're looking fantastic. They're sitting at 2-0. They were the other team to beat Easter. It kind of throws a spanner in the works, doesn't it? That they're seemingly not competitive this season. So interested to see if that does continue that trend. But nonetheless, we're in for another really good season in North America. Things are juicy as ever.
They certainly are. Let's give a recap then of everything that has been happening. Our schedule for the day, of course. And we have so much more coming tomorrow. This is what you can expect. We start off in beautiful Europe with Team War versus Hot Tub Meta. Then we go Los Pepes versus Auglas. We take our break. We fly over the wonderful pond between us to North America. There we will find Trash Bros versus Built by Gamers and Nemo versus Easter. Some really good games coming tomorrow, Ellen. Which one are you most excited for?
I don't know. They're all pretty exciting. I would say I haven't, you know, gosh, you know what? I don't know. All of them look so exciting because I'm thinking like Team War versus Hot Tub Meta. Okay, Team War, obviously we know haven't had really necessarily like the best performances, but they made a team change. So I haven't seen them play with that team change. I want to see exactly how well that they match up against this new team, you know, with the likes of the Zero. And it's like you said, we're watching like Black Ops 3 Red Reserve again, right? So I'm just excited to see that matchup, and also the Easter squad. What's been going on with them, and how will they match up a team like against Nemo, who is a formerly new team. So I know tonight they haven't really necessarily been having the best performance, but going into tomorrow, I just want to see like what changes that they would make to turn it all around.
Yeah, me too. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm not even going to ask you because I know all you want right now is a nice warm bed.
But good night.
I'll answer the question, Annie. I'll answer the question.
No, Tom, it's fine.
You like to make it out.
You're done. We are ready for moving on here because I need you to get a lovely night's rest, because tomorrow we have even more great games, of course. The Challengers Elite will continue in day 2. 2 more games from the European region and 2 more from the North American side. All these players fighting to become the stage 4 champions. And of course, we've had a great day today. You can catch us tomorrow right here, live on this channel on YouTube with even more games. But thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been an absolute blast, and we'll see you next time.